4 or 5, and the fifth touched the outside.
It was very close.
Our buddy Chico.
The female umpire would have called it a strike.
Probably so. His dog dug up one of his old dogs and was running around with a skull.
That's no good.
Better than human remains.
Yeah. Is chance there is a graveyard they don't know about, an old one?
I think we've discovered that, yeah.
Yeah. All right, that is Trash Today, brought to you in part by our friends at New York Butcher Shop. Tell us about New York Butcher, LT.
Fantastic place to stop by for lunch or dinner. You can get those great deli sandwiches, the substation right there, or just pick up dinner to go. They've got ready-made casseroles, of course, the finest meats out there, from the steaks, the ribs, the chicken, the pork. Get in, see Jim, his great staff of butchers, incredible in-house sides made right there on property, fantastic selection of fine wines and desserts, 2 locations, Caba Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
By the way, Scott Hansen on the Rich Eisen show talking about the Red Zone returning for the NFL season, talking about the NFL Network and the Red Zone being purchased by ESPN and the merger between the NFL and ESPN and blah, 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 blah. Rich Eisen asked him, a lot of people are excited about a college football Red Zone, but they want you to host it. Would you host it? He says, you betcha he would host it. He'd gladly take on the extra work to host a college football Red Zone.
That guy, he loves it. Yep. I mean, like, he revels in the fact that he doesn't have to pee for 9 hours and they go commercial free and they do the quad box. I mean, he loves what he does. I'll give him credit.
So that from Rich Eisen. College football sleeper teams. LT had some of these in the 4 downs earlier. Out of the SEC, I forget who gave us the list. I think it was... is it Elite College Football? I can't read the graphic on there. Forrester, can you tell me who it is?
They got their information from The Athletic. I'm not sure whose graphic it is.
College Football Playoff, The Athletic. Sleeper teams, Auburn and Oklahoma out of the SEC.
Agree with both.
Yeah, I mean, Oklahoma's news today affects that, but yes, if they can keep Mateer playing.
First blush at the entire logos or all the logos, I think I would agree with all of them.
Let me run through them. Nebraska, Iowa, Washington. We don't talk Washington much anymore.
Interesting game against Ohio State we mentioned a couple times, though. Could be very pivotal to them being a sleeper
I think
team.
Washington's going to be good this year.
Navy is a group of 5 rep. You love the quarterback.
Yeah, I think
he's hesitant now.
No, I think Navy's going to be good. Are they going to be as good as they were last year? Probably not.
You mentioned Utah earlier. They're on that list.
Oh yeah, Utah is going to be much better. 5-7, disaster last year.
Yeah, they transitioned from a great quarterback through a couple of injury years that I think set the program back a little bit. It'll be interesting to see when Whittingham calls it quits. Kansas, who's had some great moments, their quarterback is back, and then from the ACC. Pittsburgh, who seems like they do it every other year, and this would be an other year.
Good at quarterback, though. We saw that last year.
Right.
Another former Alabama.
Eli Holstein, yeah.
And if you missed it earlier, Dylan Lonergan is a Boston College starter now after he left Alabama. Louisville on here, Miller Moss, the quarterback. And I heard Jeff Brom talking on Sirius XM. He believes that Miller Moss just got into a bad situation before he left USC with receivers and just a little dysfunction with that offense. He says his skill set's through the roof, and Jeff Brom's really excited about what he brings to the program. And if you missed what Louisville did last year, they have 2 of the better running backs in college football.
Well, and I think Brom is one of those coaches, when we talked about best coaches that haven't been to a college football playoff, I don't know if he ever gets on that list, but he is a really good coach that nobody talks about. And I do think, at least from an accuracy standpoint, Miller Moss, he's not as athletic as Tyler Shuck, but he's going to be an upgrade right there.
And then Georgia Tech, who has some opportunities on their schedule, with our boy Haynes King back for another year.
Lost Eric Singleton, though. That is such a big loss for them because I think he's going to tear it up at Auburn.
Yeah, and Iowa, look at Iowa's schedule. And Mark Gronowski coming over at quarterback. I think Iowa could be scary, sleepy good.
Sleeper teams there. We'll get to that one-word psychological college football test I was going to throw out in this segment coming up. Ty Simpson, the starter at Alabama, according to all reports. Yay, Alabama has a exclusive interview with Ty Simpson. If you're a member of that, you can go and see that. I saw our buddy Aaron Suttles sending that out. As camps continue, we'll hear from Ryan Grubb and Alabama and Auburn folks tomorrow on the show when we return at 9 a.m. Central Time. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.
TNR on the go with a podcast built for your satisfaction. Miss Hour 1? Find it in podcast form. Miss Hour 2? Stream it now. Miss Hour 3? Download it for later. Miss Hour 4? Well, just know it's never coming back. Listen to TNR wherever you find podcasts.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
It will be a record day in podcasting and live streams in America today, and we're glad to be part of it. I'll tell you why later on, but we're excited about it.
What a tease. I have no idea what's going on here.
A record day. A record day. 10 days away from the start of the college football season. Later on, we'll look at 10 teams poised to disappoint this year. Something about media, we always go negative. 10 teams poised to disappoint. We'll start with reaction to Ty Simpson from the offensive coordinator in Tuscaloosa. But first, Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Melton is with us.
Hi, Tim.
He's right there helping us out. Barely at 6'9", fitting into that screen there. We almost have to adjust the camera. What is your real God-given height?
6'9". I mean, I'm not like on a roster every night where I have to exaggerate a few.
This is not you going 5'10" and a half to 6 feet.
Wait.
I'm the only person in the entire state that goes to the driver's license office and is like, maybe I'm 6'8", 6'7".
I was going to dial it down
just in case I want to rob a bank or something.
No. I was joking at 6'9". I was going to go extreme and let you tell me your real height, but are you really 6'9"?
No, he's 6'9", yeah.
Crap.
If I was a wrestler, I'd be 7'1".
Crap. 6'9".
That is true. They over-exaggerate that. Like, Andre the Giant wasn't really 7'2", was he? I think they think he was more like 6'10", 6'11".
Hugh Freeze he made up for it in girth.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, so have you ever followed somebody up on a mic stand and you couldn't figure it out? Like, I've followed up somebody that's like 5'8", and it's tough to even get it up to 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah. I typically always just go handheld if I have the option.
Yeah, you
take
have
it off
to.
Of the,
Yeah. And let's not forget the guy in the back.
Hey, Tyler.
Under 6'9", Tyler in the back row. Forster off today, tomorrow, and Friday as he transitions his daughter, his oldest, into college.
He's already. I can see the tears are almost already rolling.
I prepared him.
I'm not going to say who it is. You guys know who this is, but he moved his daughter in last week. And I was like, did you lose? This was all text. I was like, did you lose it? And he was like, not until I got home, because my son parks on the left, I park in the middle, my daughter parks on the right, and I pulled in the driveway and the right spot was open.
Man.
And he's like, and I just put in park and bawled.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, it's
tough, man.
Yeah. I've seen the tears on social media of moms whose kids have gone off to 4-year-old, 5-year-old kindergarten for the first time. You see that chapter, and then this one, Forster has been, since her graduation, he's been dreading this day for a long, long time, and it got here quick. But as I just texted him, I was like, man, enjoy it. Enjoy the day. I remember Harper, the move-in day. We had so much fun that day. And then when we left is when it got emotional. We were in the car pulling away. We were like, oh, she's not coming home to sleep tonight.
I told him, I said, here's the move you need to get ready for, Forrest. You ready for this? You need to get ready for this move right here.
Yeah.
Because we took 2 vehicle loads of stuff to Mobile, and I can't tell you how many times I had to whip the cart out that day when we were moving in at Target and Lowe's and Walmart and Publix and everywhere else. Like I told Jennifer, I said, we're going to have to call MX and tell them I have not been mugged in Mobile. I know you probably hear the other side of that most of the time. Yeah. I've been mugged in Mobile, but I've not been mugged in Mobile. Nobody's stolen my card. We are spending all this money in Mobile, Alabama.
And bring cash. You know why? Because you got fraternity guys on the curb just waiting to help move the heavy stuff.
Yeah, especially for the
Flip
good-looking
them
girls.
a 20 if you want to take this up.
That's right. Yeah, that was one. You know who did ours was South Alabama football. That's back when Kane Womack was the coach, and he had the football team out there helping the girls move in. 100%.
Wow. And they weren't getting compensated? You just give them tips?
I don't know. I tipped them. Yeah. I would assume most dads would tip a guy that's helping the daughter move in. Lance, it was one of the best tips I've ever given because it was about 7,000 degrees that day.
And then, there's probably a couple football guys who are like, no, sir, It was my pleasure getting to meet your daughter here. So that's probably what.
Well, in Tuscaloosa, it was all Tutwiler. Back in the day, all the girls had to live in Tutwiler. But the problem was there was only a few elevators, and so you would have to take the stuff up the steps.
I texted Kane immediately. I was like, hey, I appreciate you having you guys out here helping out. And he texted back and said, let me know which ones it is.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder what that meant.
Yeah.
I wonder if Kane was keeping an eye on it.
Hey, our ones don't need to be moving that stuff.
No, I guarantee you what it was. It's the same reason LT was helping. It was a good chance to go get a good scout on the upcoming season.
Yeah, I guess Kane was probably going to say, maybe stay away from that one.
But it also could be the guy that maybe got in trouble. Yeah. We're going to keep it off the books. Your punishment is going to be moving these girls in.
Yeah, it could be.
Don't throw me in the briar patch.
Yeah. But if somebody got out of the car pushing two bills, there were not as many people running up to the car to grab her stuff.
No, cute girls, they were like, I got this.
No. Let me get. Hey, I'm Lance Taylor. Nice meeting you. Welcome to the University of Alabama. I'm going to carry this up the stairs for you.
I got a gift package for you.
All right, so here we go. Big story that Ty Simpson's the quarterback in Tuscaloosa. We jump into our first big story right off the bat, brought to you by our friends at Walk-Ons today. Don't forget our friends at Walk-Ons. They've got that ultimate tailgate package for you. I've done this so many Saturdays when I'm watching the games at home. I just do the easy to go at Walk-Ons and get that bundle, that tailgate bundle there. It's all with our friends at Walk-Ons. They've got a new mobile app, enhanced rewards for you there. The bone-in chicken wings that are some of the best you'll ever taste right there. It's all right there. Walk-On Sports Bistro. 3 great locations right here around our studio. The one on Highway 280, which is the one Tattersall Park will be at for our kickoff party this year, correct?
August 28th. It will be the first Thursday night of college football. Really the only, not to take a shot at the rest of the teams playing, meaningful game is Cincinnati, Nebraska. That game kicks at 8 o'clock. We're going to start the party at 5 o'clock. Our friend Alexander Shinar, your presenting sponsor, Bud Light, will be on site with great specials, but always a lot of fun. I think we did our first ever there.
Yep, that was our first one, and we've never been back. They finally said, okay, statute of limitations is over. You guys can come back.
And going to try to get the square game going. Try to figure out the square game and how we can do that.
Are we going to do it for Nebraska, Cincinnati?
Yeah, the Cincinnati-Nebraska game, we do squares where we pay out at the end of the first, second.
Well, I don't. How late are people going to stay?
That
game
will
kicks at
be
8.
about 11:30 midnight by the time we.
I don't know what time Walk-Ons closes.
School night, but I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah, first half squares game. We'll pay a halftime.
Never mind then.
Okay.
Never mind. We'll do something different.
That would have been fun. It's a good idea.
Maybe we'll play cornhole.
Well, there's got to be a 5 o'clock game.
No, there is. It's South Florida playing somebody, but that's an early kick. I don't know if we have enough people there.
I've got it right here. Thursday. Oh, we got Boise and South Florida. 4:30.
Boise, South Florida, 4:30. Dunaway says a team that shouldn't even be ranked. Boise State.
Boise's only a 6.5 point favorite.
See, Jim?
Go down. They'll go down in the opener. But it's all at Walk-Ons. Tattersall just off 280. The one in Hoover, near the Hoover Met, just off 459 and Highway 150. And then the one in Trussville, right off the main drag there in Trussville. Great locations, our friends at Walk-Ons. All right, Ryan Grubb's the offensive coordinator. He's one of the guys that made the choice on Ty Simpson being the starter. Hey, before you can even ask the question, he walks in and says, okay, you guys have already broke the story, so let me tell you.
Oh, I didn't know about the opening statement. Hey, guys, Ty Simpson's our starter. How's that? Pretty good? Okay, let her ride. What do we got?
Why is Ty Simpson your starter?
There we go. Good follow-up. Ty did a really nice job of, taking care of the football. I think, number one, I think Ty is an incredible playmaker on the move. And I think from there, guys like that, you worry, are they going to be able to train themselves to be able to take care of the football? And even the room in general, Ty led that charge, but Ty didn't throw any picks last week. He's thrown 1 all camp. We've thrown 4 total this camp. And this spring, I think at this time we had thrown 15. So I think in general the guys are understanding the concepts and control the offense a lot better as a room. And Ty was the best at that. And so his ability to command and create out of the pocket I thought was the best, make great decisions. And, he's just much cleaner on some of the things that you expect an older quarterback to be able to do.
Boy, if you're a football fan of Alabama, you just eat all of that up in the spoon.
Well, my takeaway is
no mistakes. Yeah, and just keep us ahead of the chains, man. Eat that up.
My takeaway is Alabama's had another interception. DeBoer had it at 3, Grubb's up at 4, so they've had another one. But I mean, to his point, it was a ton last year, 15-ish, and it's very low single digits this year. That is very encouraging across the board for quarterbacks.
Yeah, I would assume right now at this point, just because of the familiarity, that Austin Mack is quarterback 2. You think that will hold all year, though?
I think Austin Mack, it's one of those weird situations where if, unfortunately, Ty Simpson went down, Mack's the guy that comes in, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be the next guy you see. Like, I think Russell will have some sort of influence at some point.
See, I almost think it's the other way around. Like, if they get this massive lead, I think Mack is the first guy that comes in. But if there was a long-term injury, I think it might be Russell.
I think what Brown is saying is that if it's a injury in a game, then you go to Austin Mack, or first mop-up. But then as you prepare for the next week, that's when Keelon Russell likely takes over the team.
I agree with that.
And also, I don't think you'll have a Keelon Russell package. An Austin Mack package. I do think there's a chance. I mean, we talk a lot about this. I don't know that Kalen DeBoer or Ryan Grubb have ever even addressed this that I have seen, that there'll be a Keelon Russell package.
Yeah, well, I talked about it yesterday. It was in the first segment, in fact, almost 24 hours ago. It is the according to my Alabama followers, a misconception on my part.
Because Ty Simpson's white, and we just figure he can't run.
He's mobile.
And that Keelon Russell is not, and we think he's mobile. But Ty Simpson's the better runner. But I just, as I said yesterday, the reason I brought up a Keelon Russell package is to keep Keelon Russell happy.
But I think what people misunderstand about us discussing that is we're not saying that Keelon Russell does something Ty Simpson doesn't. We're saying Keelon Russell has a skill set that you would like to get involved. And by the way, when you've got 2 quarterbacks on the field, the defense has to make some very serious, potentially critical decisions.
That's right.
It's not saying that Russell's going to be out there and Simpson's not. But when you do something like that, defenses have to make decisions, and that's what you want defenses doing. Have to make on-the-fly decisions or burn a costly timeout.
Yeah, 100%. So that's Ty Simpson, the announcement. So what's the message from Ryan Grubb, cut number 6 here, to Ty Simpson? Because now he's been named the starter, and we're still at this point 17 days away from playing a game. So Hayes not in the barn yet. So Ryan Grubb, what are you telling Ty?
Ty gets the job that's announced to the team. What's your message to him after that?
Just don't change anything. You know, like, we still got a lot of stuff to clean up. Remember what got you the job, the things that, you know, you're challenged to improve on after spring and that you did do to this point in camp. Nothing has to change. So I think he's just got to keep improving on the things that he knows he has to work on. And this is just, you know, it's announcement. It's a starting point. You know, if you have any kind of finality to this announcement, whether you're the backup or the starter, I think, you know, they're going to rob themselves of some really good opportunities.
Yeah, he operates like a head coach.
He does.
I was thinking that very early in that first soundbite, that if they have the year that most people think they're going to have, he will be a hot commodity.
Yeah, I think he got that taste of the NFL. You know, staying back, didn't want to pack the boxes up. Hey, I got a chance to stay in Seattle. You know, the wife loved it. You know, the country club, the cocktail parties, all that kind of stuff. But he just seems like as excited as he can be, glad to be back in college football. And it's like such a natural transition and just so comfortable and very refreshing because, you know, there was, a 17-year period we didn't get to hear from these guys.
Yeah, I would say this. I would say that if things don't go, I mean, it's only 2 years into it at Washington, but if they somehow underachieve again after,
they would make that call. But I think
all of a sudden, Ryan Grubb becomes a hot commodity.
Oh, he'd be named number 1.
I never thought Jed
Rain.
Fish was going to be a good coach. He's turned into a pretty good coach, though.
Yeah, I think Washington's going to have a surprising year too.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the difference there.
That's right. He's going to take a big step forward, and they're going to be like, we're fine with this guy.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think, again, if you want to start circling upset situations, Ohio State going to Washington. Is that a red circle I'm doing right there?
Yeah.
Ohio State going to Washington. You want an early season just upset alert.
Okay, do your
Brown Bandit's not here yet.
Do your homework tonight.
Okay.
Just do this tomorrow on the show. Let's you give me say 5.
5 potential upsets.
5 big upsets.
I have to remember to do this.
Yeah. Can you do that?
Oh, yeah. When are we doing it?
Tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow on the show.
I do
throughout the
think
season, 5 big upsets.
If Alabama has the season I believe they're going to have, there's a good chance both coordinators are gone next year.
Yeah. Kane Womack used to be a head coach.
Yeah, Kane's already got head coaching experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for Thanks for echoing me there. I ring in on that one first.
You know he was a head coach at South Alabama. His kids.
No,
my daughter.
This is so silly, but if I'm like an athletic director and I believe I've got two candidates, A and B, and I've got A that is really, really polished on the mic. They've got almost identical resumes, and B is a little shaky. You want A, right?
You go polished on the mic?
Yeah.
It does make you feel better about your team.
Well, he represents the school well, too. I mean, it was a problem. Everybody said, man, Mark Mangino is never going to get a job. And some of the boosters were still upset once he got a job.
One more from Ryan Grubb after practice yesterday. He had the chance to talk to the other guys, Keelon Russell, Austin Mack, about their role now that Ty Simpson's the starter. This is pretty important.
Well, I think for those guys, I know, they have to continue to progress. I think that for quarterbacks in general, any position is tough, but the development of a quarterback to continue to move forward during the season, I think is the toughest thing. Like that's the thing. Like you have to find ways to generate both coaching staff wise to create looks and opportunities that those guys don't just pause. Young quarterbacks are really talented like Austin and Keelon. What you don't want is that the starters named and all this improvement that they've been making to this point just comes to a screeching halt. So that part they totally understood. I know they're up to the task, and I think there's a huge part of that is just the relationships and the bond that's been built in that room. I told the guys, I thought one of the things that stood out to me the most about that room was there never was this feeling of somebody conceding. So like, oh, Ty's going to be the guy. There was never an approach by any of the three guys that it was like it's him or him. At the same time, it was all organic. Guys were able to focus on their job and just be the best quarterback they can be. And I think that they all developed because of the type of room that we have. So tip of the cap to those guys. I don't think that's coaching. I think that's just the guys doing a really good job of just focusing on themselves. And, I think Austin and Keelon will be up to that.
Boy, positive.
It's interesting. I've mentioned this before, and I really can't fully describe it. I'm just saying it was just a feeling watching the games, and I think you guys agree with me. If you go back to Lane Kiffin and Steve Sarkisian, it just felt like Alabama's play calling kind of made sense. It's like sometimes maybe not with Kiffin, but eventually it did with Kiffin, and it certainly did with Sarkisian. It was like it just felt like there was a flow, I guess is the best way of putting it, right? The next play made sense after the previous play. You never
puzzle.
Yeah, it was like that piece goes there. That piece does go there. It was never like what's going on here. I never got the same feel, though it wasn't just awful. The same feel from Bill O'Brien or Tommy Rees. I'm curious if you guys felt it. This is going to be a hard question to answer because his quarterback was so terribly inconsistent. Did you feel like that with Sheridan last year?
No.
You didn't feel like there was any consistency? You did in the first half against Georgia.
In fact, I didn't think it was horrible with O'Brien.
I'm not saying it was horrible. It just never had that same feel.
No, but there's what we got to witness with Alabama's coordinators when you talk about Sark and you talk about Kiffin, we're some of the best to ever do it. Like I remember watching Kiffin as USC's head coach. And although he was very overwhelmed and still really immature, the play calling was precision.
He just had a flow
he's
to
got,
it.
He's got a feel, yeah.
He's got a feel for it. And I don't know that I felt that with Sheridan. I don't know that it's entirely his fault either. I think there were a lot of factors there. But I bring that up to say I am fascinated to see what it looks like with Grubb. Like I have heard so much about this guy. I didn't watch him at Washington with that type of eye. I just kind of watched them.
Yep.
I didn't watch him with the type of eye I will with him at Alabama. I just wonder if he's the guy. With Ty Simpson, you'll be like, boy, this play calling has flow to it.
The guy that's got that to me is Will Stein at Oregon.
Yeah.
He seems like that next play caller that it all fits.
Right.
Yeah, I understand that. No, I felt the same way last year, and I was hesitant to put it on Nick Sheridan because of the quarterback he had, who was such a good runner that I didn't feel like, you had a guy in Milroe that fit what they really wanted to do. So he was calling sort of left-handed. And then how many times was a play called that Milroe decided to run instead?
That's right.
So it may have felt disjointed more because of the style of quarterback you had. So I never really put that on Nick Sheridan, but 100% agree with you and 100% love the positivity coming out from Ryan Grubb of naming Ty Simpson as a starter. Just check if you're an Alabama fan this morning. Couple of great sponsors, and then we'll check in on Auburn play calling coming out of their first scrimmage. Derek Nix has something to say. So does Brownie about our friends at Central State Bank.
Yeah, they are a community bank, and that is super important. When you've dealt with the really big banks, dealing with a community bank can be so refreshing, and that's what you get with our friends at Central State Bank. They've got 6 locations across Shelby County, 1 in Alexander City as well. Central State Bank offers products and services designed to meet a wide range of individual and commercial needs because no two bank needs are the same. Well, they know that because they got more than 100 years of service. Central State Bank, proud to be large enough to serve you, small enough to know you. They are rooted in the community. They are driven by relationships. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
All right, and our buddy Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing. You see the number on your screen right there, 205-542-3531. You can schedule an absolutely free estimate and a free no-cost roof inspection right there on your roof with Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing. 3 ways you can get that free inspection. StormRestorationRoofing.com. Call the number or go to Facebook and follow Greg from Pell City there, and you can message him there. You never know what's going on in your roof unless you get somebody up on your roof to see if you've got a shingle loose, some cracks around, some fixtures up there that can let water in. That's just a disaster waiting to happen. He handles storm damage repair, roofing replacements, and he's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. And the best part, locally owned for over 20 years. He's even got kids and son-in-laws and daughters that are working for the company. Some of them on the crews there that'll get on the roof for you. Just fantastic. Locally owned for over 20 years. It's Greg from Pell City, 205-542-3531. Our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. All right, Auburn coming out of a scrimmage. Derek Nix is the offensive coordinator down at Auburn. More on the way they call plays and set up the play chart and all that in a second. Looked a little confusing last night online, but Derek Nix says nothing confusing coming out of the first scrimmage about the offense, some improvement for the Tigers.
I think on the positive side, I thought we competed at a high level. We made flashes. There was flashes of big plays, explosive plays, but the consistency of what we expect and what we want, still a work in progress, and continue to get our guys to gel and understand that every play has a life of its own. We have a great first down and get ourselves into 2nd and 6 or 2nd and 5. We can't have a mishap on that next down on second to get us in a 3rd and long.
Okay, here's what I'm hearing out of camp down at Auburn is that the offensive line is so improved night and day from last year. You got a potential All-American we know at center. The 2 portal guys at tackle have changed the direction of that offensive line, that when you watch Auburn football this year, even more than the quarterback will be how much better, how much improved the offensive line is, which, by the way, helps the quarterback.
Oh, yeah. I mean, all that helps the quarterback. I had this exact conversation with an Auburn fan Saturday playing golf with him. He's like, as an Auburn fan, I hesitate to even get optimistic anymore.
God, I had the
sad thing to say.
I had the same conversation with my buddy Benny Mack on the golf course
I think
Sunday.
it's universal.
Yeah. I don't think these are unique conversations. I think Auburn fans, he's like, I am so hesitant to even get optimistic, but I'm a little bit optimistic. And I was like, well, let me tell you the good. I was like, receiver room really good. And again, I love me some Eric Singleton. I'm like, you're going to love this Eric Singleton kid. He is going to blow you away. I was like, but really what doesn't get enough talk is how much better your line's gotten. I said, you've got an NFL center and maybe 2 NFL tackles. Certainly 1 NFL tackle, but maybe 2 NFL tackles.
Yeah, you did the wrong hand there. Left one is surely.
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry. Yeah, left, right. Yeah, so I wasn't really thinking through that. But yes, NFL, maybe NFL.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't care. I mean, your guards need to be good, but if you got 2 NFL tackles and an NFL center, your guards can be average and your offensive line will be fine.
See, I didn't think the offensive line was a problem last year.
No, ask Peyton Thorne. What did Peyton Thorne think?
I think the whole thing was a problem.
Yeah.
Starting
with the play calling.
Well, I think play calling wasn't great. I think you didn't get your back the ball enough. I think Jarquez Hunter is going to end up in Lance's Rams. People will be like, where did this kid play college ball? How do I not remember that?
Oh, I said the same thing a few months ago here on the show.
The same. They love him.
He's going to be huge for the Rams.
The problem is you're 1-2. I mean, he really is the third back. But I agree with you. I mean, the guy averaged over 6 yards a carry last year, had 1,200 yards. He was really, I don't want to say the only bright spot on that offense. The only bright spot in the backfield.
Yeah, so many good things from that offense last year on a team that had a losing record. But Justin Hokanson, Tyler, you have the tweet from Hoke. He sent this out last night as they were talking about how the offense is put together coming out of the scrimmage and how the play calling goes, and it looks very confusing when you look at Hoke's tweet here. It's you don't have a Justin Hokanson tweet. I'm sorry, I thought I'd sent that to you. Anyway, on the Hokanson tweet, he said that Derek Nix, the guy you saw there, is in charge of first down plays and the strategy that goes with this. And this is how he gets his intel from coaches and inside camp. Hoke's all over this at Auburn Live. And then Ken Austin does third down plays and the strategy that goes with that. And then Hugh Freeze has the opportunity to override all that. Right.
It's never made sense to me. I've heard Hugh talk about this before.
And it looks confusing, right? Yeah. And so I misinformed, right? So I heard Hugh talking about that last year.
Yeah, so somebody calls our third down plays. I'm like, why is the main play caller not calling your third down plays?
And that's the way I took it last year, Brown. So I had to jump into it. I had to find out what the real deal is because, to me, when I watch Steve Sarkisian, I know Steve Sarkisian's calling plays.
First through fourth down, if it's an offensive play, he's calling it,
So I reached out to Hoke and said, hey, explain this to me. So Derek Nix calls the first down plays, and Ken Austin calls the third down plays, but Hugh can override. And he's like, I know it looks that way, and it's confusing. I'm trying to explain it to the folks at Auburn and how it goes. It's the prep during the week. Derek Nix is in charge of coming up with a package for first down. Austin's in charge of coming up with a package for third down. Hugh has input on all of it. But on game day, Hugh is calling most of the plays, with input from the other coaches. It's just during the week how Hugh has explained it over the years makes it sound like somebody else is calling first down plays and somebody else comes in on third down plays. And from what I gather, it's not really the way it's happening. One person is calling the plays, and that's just how they prepare the week.
I remember Freeze bringing it up one time last year. I'm like, boy, that sounds super confusing. Right. But the next game I coach will be my first one, so I don't know.
Yeah. Derek, you going to say anything? It's first down. We got the first down.
I thought it was second down. I thought we accepted that penalty. So there's Hoke's tweet trying to explain all of this. Yeah. It does seem confusing.
Yeah, so he talked to Derek and Kent.
Yeah, when nobody asks questions is when the offense is scoring 40 a game. Nobody cares what down anybody's calling.
Yeah, so
it is confusing.
It is confusing, but apparently it is the preparation of the week, and then you're able to. Then one guy's calling plays on the weekend, but I don't see it explained like that anywhere else in college football. So it is very confusing. But Hoke clearing that up for us at Auburn Live.
Right. The last part. The how often does Freeze overrule depends on how the game is going. It's the first answer.
Yeah.
The first part of the answer, it depends on how the game's going. Yeah. So I bet it does.
Yeah. He had his paws in it a lot last year because games weren't going great.
I would imagine so.
One more thing to get to in the opening segment. By the way, Brooks Austin on the show, the film guy, is back with us at 10:30. So Brown's off his crap list. He'll be back with us at 10:30. Every day at SEC Media Days, he'd walk by, look at Brown, and be like, hey, am I on your show today? And Brown was like, I'll get to you. Next day, hey, am I on your show today? And Brown would be like, I'll get to you. Last day, Brown's already left, and Brooks like, I didn't get to be on your show all week long. And I was like, Brown will get to you.
Yeah.
Hey, he's an Atlanta guy. He didn't have far to travel.
No, that's right. That was an easy trip.
So I didn't think Brooks would ever be back on our show today. But that ends today. The what's it called when you... The
sabbatical.
Give me more, Jim.
Blockade or tear up? No, it's something import. When you keep imports from coming in,
embargo is what
the embargo.
The embargo is over. The embargo is over.
Lifted.
One more thing in the opening segment after we hear from a couple of our great sponsors. One of them is our friends at Bojangles.
It can be bow time for you at Bojangles. Everybody loves good dipping sauce with a great chicken tender, right? Well, Bojangles has plenty of those for you. Nothing pairs better with their hand-breaded tenders than their sauces. If you want sweet, try honey mustard. You want some tang, try barbecue. You want some heat, try creamy buffalo or peach honey pepper. If you're craving smooth and creamy, house-made ranch, jalapeno ranch, or classic Bo sauce ready and waiting. So head to Bojangles, get some of those hand-breaded tenders with your favorite sauce today. And don't forget, with high school and college football coming up, great tailgating idea, great home party idea. Our friends at Bojangles, it's bow time.
Hey, by the way, Tyler, to clean up a little dead wood, I sent Hoke's tweet to Hoke and telling him, when I talk about this, put this up on the screen.
I hope Hoke is at his house with it. All right, Jim, I've done it.
So that worked out really good. I knew I sent it to somebody. It was to Hoke, so he was ready to go. The last big thing here, week 3 of I'm telling you guys, the next 10 years or however long we do this, as I get older, will be a joy to watch.
Just put the headgear on and make your pick. We're out of time.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like yesterday, the Forster thing was I had it loaded up. I just didn't hit send. Like Forster was like, you didn't send that to me, and I was like, oh, I got it right here. I just didn't hit send. It's all typed out, ready to go to you. So it's one of those things.
So.
Week 3 of the NFL season, September the 21st.
Maggie gonna tie a bell to you?
Week 3, September 21st on CBS. I don't watch the pregame shows anymore, but I will tune in for this one. It's 50 years of NFL Today. And on week 3, Brent Musburger is coming back to host NFL Today. 50 years after he started the show, they're going to use the retro music, the retro graphics. They're going to bring out the retro blazers that they wore on that show.
And you know what he'll definitely do?
You're looking live.
You are looking live.
Yeah.
And you know
so no Irv Cross though, right? Wasn't he part of it?
Yeah.
Jimmy the Greek.
Jimmy the Greek.
Both of them have passed.
chick?
Yeah. Phyllis George.
She has passed. I think all 3 of those have passed.
I think so. I think Brent may be the last one standing.
Check me on any of those.
No, I think you're right on all of them.
I
mean, Jimmy the Greek was old then.
Yeah, Jimmy the Greek I know has passed.
I think even if Jimmy was still alive, he might not be invited back. But.
I think she has passed recently. Irv Cross may be the only one that's still alive.
I thought I remember Irv Cross passed.
But I think he has passed as well.
Yeah. The first thing you get, Irv Cross calls a death. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think all 3 of them are done.
Yeah, he passed back in 2021. Been a minute.
But Musburger will be back, and for week 3, NFL Today with the retro graphics, and because they can do it on the green screen and floor, they are going to have it'll be animated, superimposed on the green screen, but they'll have the old set ready to go. So I hope they do the old
the checkboard to see who's got the advantage.
Yeah. I think this will be the most exciting CBS pregame since Musburger did it back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, CBS's pregame is awful.
Once Fox started, killed it. Fox was unbelievably good at it.
But I'm right there with you. I watch a little bit of Fox, a little ESPN, but not a lot.
So the whole You Were Looking Live, he did that for gambling purposes.
That's right, to let you know that's a live look so you can see the weather.
The weather, before you make your bet, because it was right before they go, You Are Looking Live at the Meadowlands as the Giants get ready to take over.
Bookmakers' phones jammed up.
Oh, it's snowing.
Yeah,
take the under.
God, it's windy, man. Look.
Yeah.
That guy can't even stand up there.
I know.
Weather hardly ever a factor when it comes into that, too. Because people are like, man, it's raining. Well, what you get with rain? You get fumbles, short fields, you get more points.
That's right.
Yeah. And people are like, I'm going to take the under.
Take
it's
the
raining.
under. It's snowing.
Yeah, it doesn't work. All right. That's pretty cool. When we come back, a little NFL talk. And then back to college football and why today's the biggest podcast day in America and why we're glad to be part of it. All that coming up on the show that's brought to you by our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. They're there for your health, guys. And get that baseline on your prostate health. And as you age from your 20s to your 30s, 30s to 40s, it's never too late to get that baseline, to get early detection that can actually save your life. I use them. You should too. UrologyCentersAlabama.com. Prostate health, the kidney stones, everything in between. There are 16 locations, 16 of them, so you can find one near you. 205-930-0920 to make that appointment. For over 70 years, UCA has provided state-of-the-art, patient-centered urological care with integrity and compassion. Check it out online, UrologyCentersAlabama.com.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459 exit 31 Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com. Man, I love a good meal. I'm Jim Dunaway. A good meal is what you get with my friend Sterling at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. We're talking great southern fried chicken, wonderful sides, hand-cut chicken fingers, po' boys, and those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. You got a perfect menu for everybody. Champy's Chicken is perfect for watching the big game, or taking a meal to the lake house, down to the coast, or stay in the restaurant and dine in a great atmosphere. It's all made fresh to order right there on 119 in Alabaster, Champy's Chicken.
Excitement awaits at Barber Motorsports Park for the UAB Medicine GT World Alabama Benefiting Teal Wings of Hope, September 5th through 7th. Witness some of the most iconic sports cars like Lamborghini, McLaren, and Ferrari battle it out on the track. Enjoy the beer gardens, food trucks, kids zone, garage, and more. The UAB Medicine GT World Alabama. Kids 15 and under get in free. Get your tickets today.
Looking to expand your business? Let the Next Round help you. Contact us, sales@nextroundlive.com, and be part of the team. Advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential customers on our ever-expanding platforms. The Next Round can take your business to the next level. Join our existing partners in the fastest-growing media space, both live and on demand, while reaching the most desirable audience for your business. Get more information by emailing sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to build a plan to take your business to the next level using the Next Round.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Back with you on the Next Round, 10 days from the start of the college football season here on show 1013 of the Next Round. LT and DMB with you. By the way, if you're still following baseball, I know a lot of you are. I don't say that like it's not important.
It's a wild year, though.
It is. I was going to bring up the wildest of wilds. Milwaukee is 50-16 since May 24th. 50-16. They're 26-4 in their last 30 games.
What happens when you win 11 in a row?
It's their second 11-game win streak they're in right now.
Yeah, as good as the Cubs have been this year, the Cubs now find themselves 7.5 back in the Central because Milwaukee's been so good. Like, I find it hard-pressed if you went around just to casual baseball fans, if they could get 5 of the 6 division leaders correctly.
Y'all did it with me back in the early season. I would know Milwaukee.
Yeah, the National League, 2 of the 3 are somewhat predictable.
I would know Milwaukee and Toronto. Toronto's still leading the AL East.
But yeah, Toronto's interesting
They're
too,
good,
though.
yeah.
I mean, how many people would say Toronto?
I was
I'd go Philadelphia. Is that correct?
Yep.
I would go, I saw earlier San Diego and LA are tied.
So right now, San Diego and LA are tied at 68 and 52, but you could have gone either way, and we give you credit. And then you know Milwaukee.
Yeah. My next question was going to be, how many divisions are there? Is there 3? In the American League, it is Toronto.
Yep.
Out west.
That's a tough one there.
Well, I mean, there is one consistent when it comes to the West.
I feel like Houston's been playing better. Is Houston good again?
Yeah, Houston is 67-53, but
here comes Texas.
Nope.
Texas
6.5 back. Seattle is tied now.
I was going to say the Mariners.
Cal Riley is so. Aaron Judge is your favorite to win the AL MVP, but right below at plus 105 is Cal Riley.
The big dumpster.
Yeah, and then Detroit has been kind of a fixture in the Central. I mean, they've been the surprise team from start to
but they're
where
leaking,
we are now.
Right? They're not playing as well.
I mean, 5-5 in the last 10, but they're still 17 games over 500, and they got a 5.5 game lead over the Guardians. But I'm just saying, when you look at Seattle, Detroit, Toronto, and Milwaukee are 4 of your 6 division leaders.
But I was having my friend Adam, whose son takes Taekwondo, and my daughter, big Cubs fan. He was like, man, these freaking Brewers. And I was like, but it happens every year. Every year there's this team in August that just gets so freaking hot. And it seems like this happens once a year. And it's sometimes a named team, sometimes a team that comes out of nowhere. Like
the Brewers are that one team over the last 10, 15 years. They've been pretty good, but they've got nothing to show for it.
The last time, I think maybe the only time as the Brewers that they were the best record in baseball was 1982, the only time they made it to the World Series.
And ultimately lost to the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Back when the Brewers were in the AL.
Yeah, Harvey Wallbangers. That's right, AL champion, Milwaukee Brewers. So pretty crazy what's going on for them. Pete Alonso became the New York Mets' all-time home run leader last night with a 253rd home run for him as a Met, passing Darryl Strawberry.
I'm a little surprised that Strawberry still held on to that, because as good as Strawberry was for the Mets, it's not like he played there forever.
I know. I would have guessed, without you saying Strawberry, I would have thought about Piazza. He just didn't play there long enough, probably.
Dave Kingman?
I would have thought about Keith Hernandez. Didn't he hit a lot of bombs? Was he not a big homer?
Probably averaged 20 a year, maybe.
Yeah,
18,
but also
20.
he was a Cardinal.
Oh, that's right. Hernandez was a Cardinal, yeah.
But Pete Alonso has been steady Eddie.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised he's the home run leader. I'm just surprised it took him this long to pass Darryl Strawberry.
What's crazy is the Mets, 253, leads their franchise in home runs. Only a handful of franchises don't have a home run leader that's over 300. And for instance,
are they still the only organization that doesn't have a no-hitter?
I think you may be right.
I think that's right.
No, Tampa Bay doesn't.
Y'all have been no-hit a lot, though.
We've been no-hit a lot. We've never thrown one. But Stanton, when he was with the Marlins, is the Marlins' all-time home run leader at 267. That's more than the Mets. Marlins haven't been around long.
I was about to say, the Mets had like a 30-year head start on them, didn't they?
More surprising, my Tampa Bay Rays came in 1998. Evan Longoria.
How many?
261, so that's more than the Mets.
Yeah. So
the Rays didn't start until 1998. So their all-time home run lead is only 253. 1969 is when the Padres became a franchise.
And the Mets were 62, right?
62.
Yeah.
Do you know who? Who the Padres home run? Think of the greatest Padre slugger of all time.
Well, Tony Gwynn's the best, but he didn't hit a lot of home runs.
Fred McGriff.
Is that who it is?
Nope.
It's not McGriff?
Nope.
Oh my God, who's the Ryan Klesko?
Their home run leader is 167. The Padres, yeah.
Is Tatis not hit 167 there?
Manny Machado?
And it's Manny Machado.
Is it really?
Who's currently playing for him. That's the smallest home run lead in Major League Baseball.
Hey, real quick, got to clean this up. Every franchise has thrown a no-hitter now.
Even the Rays. When did y'all throw one?
Oh, we threw one with a bullpen.
Oh, I don't count those.
Yeah, Blue Jays, Rockies, and Rays each have one now.
I think we threw a bullpen one. Yeah, that didn't count. We didn't have.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't count the bullpen ones. Yeah. If the starter leaves,
I mean, it's almost even more impressive if you can.
That's the weird thing.
I
think it's kind of harder to do, but it just feels so cheap to me.
Why today is the biggest podcast day in the world, and we're part of it. Brought to you by our friends at Odie's.
Odie's Tavern tonight. We will be out there in quick math, 22 hours. ish. We start a little after 8 o'clock. Get there early.
That's not 22 hours.
Is it not?
No, that would be 7 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Let me back it up. So 10 hours.
10 hours. Yeah. There you go. That's much better.
Come out, join us. Get there early. Enjoy some of the great food from Rodney Davis. The award-winning wings, delicious burgers, great sandwiches, ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. Of course, the Odie's famous cocktails in those styrofoam cups. Odie's Team Trivia every Wednesday night. The original location in Crestline, newest location in Edgewood. Come out, see us, Will Haver and the entire staff. It is a Birmingham institution. It's Odie's Tap.
Not an official guess, but Melton has his guess on what we think the most watched and downloaded podcast in one day in America all time is. Your guess is?
My guess, without any research, is Donald Trump on Joe Rogan.
It's got to be President Trump on Joe Rogan.
Where I would have gone. I didn't even know Trump was on Rogan. I assumed he was, but that was the way I would go.
100%. That was such a...
And that was right before the election.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was in the heat of the election, and there was this debate on whether or not Vice President Harris was going to do it. And some say wisely, some say not wisely. Her camp chose not to, but President Trump did, and it had to break every record.
Number 2, I would go Miley Cyrus on Call Her Daddy. Your favorite show.
I did not see that episode.
I was joking. I have no idea. I've never seen an episode.
But tonight, 6 o'clock, the New Heights podcast with LT's favorite, the Kelsey brothers, will drop with Taylor Swift. And you know the people that tune in to watch the Chiefs games that make the Chiefs the most watch, who aren't even football fans, are going to tune in because they are hoping for details of her new album and such like that. So that'll be huge tonight. And there are some offshores betting on an over-under on how many people will stream that podcast in a 24-hour period.
I think
no legal betting in Vegas on that. It's all offshore.
I think the ultimate number for President Trump on Rogan was 300 million downloads.
Okay.
I think I remember that. Now, I don't know what the first 24 hours was.
The over-under on this is 100 million and a half. So over-under basically
I'd take the over.
100 million in 24 hours.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. How many fans stayed up until 12:12 yesterday morning just to get the announcement she did an album?
Well, we know one.
There's one.
I happened to be playing poker when it happened, but hey.
Okay, I was up. Did he yell like a girl, Melton, when it dropped?
And it was 11:12
I know they've.
time.
That's true. Good point.
And they've just pulled a video on ESPN2 on our Studio TV3 here of the podcast that you're talking about. I know it's a popular podcast. I've never seen it. I would assume with the Kelsey brothers, they use some colorful language.
They do, and it's 9th right now on Spotify and Apple on the podcast list.
Their podcast is not this particular
not this one particular, but
do you think she'll be comfortable enough to use the colorful language as well?
Did. Okay. Yeah, that's one thing. She drops an F-bomb early, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
That's one of the clips for the album. We're about to do a blanking podcast.
It will absolutely break the internet if they announce their engagement in this. Do you think that's a possibility?
Maybe.
Don't you think that'll break the internet?
Maybe.
I'll take the under on that.
So you go no. You'd bet no, Melton.
No way.
Well, there is a, as I discussed this on the air yesterday, that there is a picture where she's doing this that's on a phone that people are zooming in on saying that. So it's interesting. I don't want to go into a big thing on this.
I know. But no, I mean, that's fascinating because they'll make a ton of money on it.
Well, he's about to retire. Celebrity couples are better when they're doing their own thing.
Yeah.
That's fact. He retires. He starts following her around.
No, he'll go into broadcasting.
Well, he will, but that's only 18 weeks a year.
Yeah.
Tyler's got some numbers on the Joe Rogan Trump interview.
What is it, Tyler?
So you can't find how many plays it's got on Spotify right now. But on YouTube, it's got 59 million views currently and got 26 million in the first 24 hours.
26 million?
6 million views in 24 hours.
Which is insane for long form.
There's no doubt. That was a 3-hour and 20-minute, I think, interview.
Play the under the 100 million then.
Ooh, I don't think I will. I think I'll take the over.
Yeah. Now, this is not views on YouTube.
This is podcasts.
This is
just
streams
downloads,
and
right?
downloads. Yeah. But you'll play under 100.
Yeah. I would take the over.
Camp news and NFL conversation as we roll on here. Show being brought to you by a couple of great folks. One of them, our friends at Johnston RV Center.
I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur is where you find Johnston RV. And always online, johnstonrvcenter.com. Listen, If you are looking for an RV to see America in, Johnston RV Center can be that for you. Johnston RV Center has something that is priced in everyone's price range with approved credit as low as $129 a month. $129 a month with approved credit. And they make sure RV Warranty Forever has you covered on anything that is new and previously owned. That is at Johnston RV Center. I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 indicator, johnstonrvcenter.com.
And our friends at Boiling and Bragging is the official kickoff to the college football season here locally. LT's been a part of it for over a decade, and he's ready to do it again.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Mark your calendars. The first college tailgate party of the year is coming up this weekend. Bowling and Bragging. It's going to be held Saturday, August 16th, 6 to 8:30, right there in Crestline Village near the O'Neill Library in Mountain Brook. This annual event benefits Critical Care Transport Team of Children's of Alabama. There's going to be live music. There's going to be games, activities for the kids, great food. For more information, visit boilingandbragging.org.
I've never asked you this, but Boiling and Bragging, is it shrimp or is it crawfish? A combination of both?
It's actually shrimp.
Shrimp. Oh, I like that.
I like the shrimp boil the best. Yeah.
Me too. What do you call that?
Low country boil?
Low country boil.
Yeah, I like that because, with the crawfish, a lot of times I really only want the corn and the sausage.
100%. All right. Mike Sando does this thing for The Athletic. He's done it for years. Now he does it with The Athletic, where he interviews 50 NFL coaches and executives from the National Football League, and he does tiers. A lot of people are looking at the tiers when it comes to NFL quarterbacks. First tier NFL quarterbacks, where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys are tier 1 quarterbacks, according to 50 NFL coaches and executives. Who are your tier 1 NFL quarterbacks?
You want to go back and forth?
Yeah, the easy: Josh Allen,
Patrick Mahomes,
Lamar Jackson,
Joe Burrow.
Then 5 gets a little tricky.
That's why I'm glad you went first, because I didn't know where I was going to go at number 5.
Joe Burrow. Wow.
Am I already off though?
No, that's
you
got 4 of the 5 already.
I think those 4 are easy.
Okay.
It's going to be one of these guys.
Well,
it's going to be Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, probably right there. I am going to say that it's Jalen Hurts. It should be Jaden Daniels.
God, the one time you don't
trust your gut.
Stay in the Ramley.
He's hurt.
Matt Stafford.
He can't even throw right now.
Well, I mean, if obviously I'm biased, I would have him 5 on my list, but I thought most people would have him 7 or 8.
Yep. He is on the tier 1. He's number 5. Lamar's 3. Lamar's 4. Josh Allen is 3. And the controversial headline that came out of this is that there's a tie at 1 between Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. Do you guys see Joe Burrow as the best quarterback in the NFL, tied with Mahomes, and even better than Josh Allen?
Well, 3 years ago, I said that I believe Joe Burrow was the best quarterback. The best player might have been Pat Mahomes, just with the plays he makes in the fourth quarter and what he does in the postseason. I don't know. At times, Joe Burrow is the best. The best last year, not even close to me, was Josh Allen. Lamar has played like the best at times over the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, all these guys are grouped together. The difference is there is one guy that's got all the championships and the other guys don't.
Yep. And
none of those guys, I mean, Burrow doesn't have one. At least he's played for one. Lamar doesn't have one. Josh Allen doesn't have one.
Do you think one day we'll have, it won't get acrimonious like it felt like Brady and Belichick did with Reed and Mahomes? Will we have the same discussion one day about Reed that we do about Belichick? It was like, it was more Brady than Belichick. Because Brady went off and won them elsewhere, and Mahomes may never do that.
Yeah, I would say that.
It feels like Reed doesn't get that same treatment.
Because of what he did in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I know he didn't win Super Bowls.
No, but he went to 5 NFC Championship games.
Yeah, 4 in a row.
Yeah, and 1 Super Bowl. Played in 1 Super Bowl.
So that's a lot of NFL playoff wins.
I agree.
To get to even not a Super Bowl.
Yeah, what do you think his playoff record is? It's got to be I was about to say the best in history, but then you've got Belichick. But outside of Belichick, it's got to be the second best.
I would say Andy Reid, and this is going to sound like not enough until you consider that it's hard to be above 500 as a playoff coach. I'm going to say he's 8 games above 500. I don't know.
I'm going to say in the Super Bowl era, and it'll be hard to do this, it's going to be Belichick. It's going to be Lombardi on win percentage. It's going to be
Chuck Noll,
the guy who coached Pittsburgh, Chuck Noll.
Shula's wasn't bad, but
Landry's wasn't bad.
No, but then I would put Andy Reid probably fourth on the list.
I don't have the list, but I do have his overall postseason 28-17, 622 winning percentage.
So he's 11 above 500. That is incredible.
That's exactly right.
That's incredible to be 11 above 500 in the playoffs.
Yeah. The quarterbacks that had the biggest move year to year on the Mike Sando tier, you can read this at The Athletic. One guy jumped 9 spots. Now he's 20th on the list, but he jumped 9 spots. It was Sam Darnold.
That may get readjusted.
Got to see it back-to-back years.
That one. Check back with me a year from now.
One guy jumped 8 spots.
He got voted the ugliest quarterback in the league, too.
Did he really?
Yeah, they did the 1 through 32. Nice. I know. It was something that popped up.
One guy jumped 8 spots from 19th to 11th in the NFL. 11th best quarterback in the NFL.
It was based on this past season.
Yeah. And going into this year, he's rated the 11th best quarterback in the NFL, an 8-spot jump. He didn't change teams like Darnold did, so.
I'll go Baker Mayfield.
So it is, Baker Mayfield. The perception of Baker Mayfield going into this season.
Borderline top 10 quarterback.
I've seen him described as dark horse MVP.
Yep.
Dark horse league MVP.
Yeah, this is where it becomes a problem for the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Too many people are starting to talk about him, yeah.
Bryce Young's up 4 spots. Goff, Hurts, and Murray up 2 spots. Hurts is 9th on the list. Goff is 8th on the list. You picture Jared Goff being a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. 50 NFL executives and coaches do. Goff better than Hurts.
So for that system, Jalen Hurts is perfect.
Yeah, and Goff is perfect for his system.
Yeah.
If you put Hurts in Goff's system and Goff in Hurts' system.
Yeah, let's not forget that Goff has been to a Super Bowl back when he wasn't a good quarterback, and now he's a much better quarterback. And the last couple of years, make your argument. They seem to be the best team in the NFC going into the postseason. They get upset by a red-hot Commanders team, and then 2 years ago they had a halftime lead on the road against San Francisco in the NFC Championship game. Goff's turned into a really good quarterback. I'm interested to see how he's had 2 elite play callers, Sean McVay and then Ben Johnson. Oh, yeah. What's it going to look like now?
Tungavaloa is 17th on this list. He drops 2 spots from 15 last year, declining. And a guy who's down 2 spots, he's 14th still in the league. But because the talent around him continues to leave, get injured, or be disgruntled, Brock Purdy is he's 14th on the list, and he is dropping, man.
They've had a lot of camp injuries, too.
Yeah.
The 49ers have had.
Especially at the wide receiver position.
Still think they're going to be much better. Ricky Pearsall will be a big part of that. Where is, and you might have said this, Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence?
Justin Herbert is at 7th. Down 2 from 5 to 7, according to NFL executives.
Is he still at 0 playoff wins?
Yes.
Yeah, so I would imagine, Jim, the 6 in front of him all have playoff wins.
I'll pull that up. Hold on.
They do.
Trevor Lawrence down 2 to 18th.
Yeah, Lawrence
big year for Lawrence.
It is.
Jaden Daniels, Matt Stafford, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes.
Every one of those
that
guys
are ahead of Herbert.
They've all got playoff wins.
Yeah, and right behind Herbert is Goff, C.J. Stroud, Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield, Dak Prescott, Jordan Love, Brock Purdy. That gets you through Tier 2, and then everybody else is Tier 3, 4, or 5.
Do they just go rookies dead last?
I guess you have to with the incomplete.
You just don't
Aaron
know.
Rodgers.
Bo Nix tied for 20th.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers, at this point in his career, is 16th. Right?
That's about right.
Yeah. Caleb Williams is 23rd. In Tier 4 has Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, Michael Penix, J.J. McCarthy, Daniel Jones, Joe Flacco, Anthony Richardson, and dead last Spencer Rattler. Tier 5 is Kenny Pickett. There's a Tier 5.
No, he's not by himself, is he?
By himself, Kenny Pickett.
Oh, my gosh. We got to find something.
You got to put J.J. McCarthy there. He's got one of the best play callers in Kevin O'Connell, but we've never seen him start a game. How is he not right there with the rookies?
Yeah. Tier 5 quarterback is best suited for backup. It says right here, Kenny Pickett. Yep.
Small hands.
Only guy on that tier is Kenny Pickett. The Athletic, if you want to read details of that, and they've got a whole tier list, other positions, franchises, front offices, all that for you. If you're a huge NFL geek, you can get that right there. Viewing menu time brought to you by our friends at Michelson. laser vision. What Melton and or Tyler are watching tonight, brought to you by our friends at Michelson.
To view life in 4K, we will call it. Make the phone call that I made back in 2003, 205-969-8100. Make sure you ask for Amy. They're going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation, 0 to lose, to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson. For more information, MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Tyler and I do not text each other socially. It just doesn't happen.
Oh, like it in today. Why don't you just,
last night, I texted him as I was sitting down to enjoy a nice meal after golf, and I was like, hey, I listen to every viewing menu, but I don't always comprehend it. What streaming service is this alien thing that you and LT were talking about with 94 and tomatoes? Which one is that on? And he kindly got right back to me and told me on Hulu. I tried to watch it.
There is no way you liked it.
I tried to watch it. I pulled a Ryan Brown. I made it 13 minutes in, and it was a little slow.
Yep.
When they went back to sleep again, and they were having these flashes of creatures crawling around. I was
When
like,
you're traveling for years,
I'm out. I'm back to TikTok.
You've actually got to get up. You got to fuel the body, and then you got to go back into
to deep
hibernation.
Sleep. Yeah. So I'm 13 minutes in, but I'm gonna stick with it, Tyler. At 94 on Rotten Tomatoes. What else are you watching?
You should not watch the 1979 Alien. That would be way too slow for you if you're only making it 13 minutes into a new show.
Yeah, I don't think I ever did watch 1979 Alien because I don't like jump scares.
How did you think it hit last night, Alien Earth?
I have not gotten the chance to watch it, so
Okay.
I'm planning on watching it tonight.
Did you watch it?
I started watching it, but the edible hit a little wrong with it. So I was like, this is a little complicated. It's got a lot of layers to it. I'm going to watch it sober.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just say it's not not a spoiler alert, but the little girl they were walking in to the barefoot guy, was she dying, and is that why she was going in there? To get a new...
You're asking, but I'm not sure anyone's
You're
seen
asking
it. So
two
that's the
people
problem.
who didn't see it and one person who watched it on an edible.
Would you? It sounds like Dunaway's on an edible. Repeat that question again.
The little girl with the IV that
walks into the barefoot guy.
is going to go into the lab with the barefoot guy.
I think you were watching the nurse who found the baby on the side of the highway. I think that's what you were
with
watching.
Looney Tunes playing in a big circular, very Mercedes-Benz-like scoreboard above a place. She was about to be... Her brain was about to be put into a synthetic body, I think.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
that actually does sound like Alien. That
that's
sounds
what-
like a Wayland Yutani synthetic android.
And that is when I stopped watching.
You went back to TikTok?
NC.
Yeah, I think a lot of people didn't even realize this thing dropped last night, but I sent Maddie a text. I said, are you going to watch Alien Earth? And she was like, what's it about? And I was like, aliens on Earth.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
And that's when she says, you're in one of your moods.
I was.
Yeah.
You know, we give Lance a lot of crap about not staying through games and stuff, but he is the one that will commit to long form.
I watched The Brutalist
content.
last week.
I deserve it on the.
You liked it, didn't you?
I thought it was really well done. The Brutalist part came out to me, not war-torn, Hungary, coming over to the States, getting his wife and kid back. It's what happened to him once he went back over under a bridge.
I loved it.
I thought it was great, but boy, I just the man rape scene a little much.
I would agree.
Spoiler alert.
Wow.
Comes out of nowhere.
Is that where the
It
title
really
comes
does come out of nowhere.
from? As opposed to rape
Sneaks up on you.
As opposed to them saying, hey, guess what? Next scene.
Hey, Tyler summed it up. It sneaks up on
Brown,
you. It did.
It's about at the 3 hour and 50 minute mark.
Yeah.
So if you make it that far,
If you think I'm starting that movie, Melton, you've never known me.
Hey, Adrian Brody sells me on being non-American. He really does.
Okay.
Great actor.
Yeah.
Well, tonight you've got a re-release in theaters, one of my favorite Godzilla movies called Shin Godzilla. When a massive guild monster emerges from the deep and tears through the city, the government scrambles to save its citizens. A ragtag team of volunteers cuts through a web of red tape to uncover the monster's weakness and its mysterious ties to a foreign superpower. So this is almost like a political Godzilla. There's a lot of...
Well, that's what we need.
Yes.
There's a lot of debates on the pros and cons of stopping Godzilla.
I've seen him stomp Tokyo. What I need now is a political Godzilla. Godzilla -1 was great, I thought.
He endorses a candidate at the end? I mean,
I don't know, Tyler, if you like sushi. There is a place downtown that all they do is play like old Godzilla on loop. Now, you don't get any volume with it. You get no subtitles, but it is very interesting to see these deep dive Godzillas. You know the place I'm talking about, Dunaway, right?
Is it on Third?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or not Third, but
Second.
Yeah.
Second.
I'm a block over. Go to this place this weekend.
Yeah, you may walk through some bamboo to get there.
Gotcha.
I would say this. What's crazy about the movie you're talking about, Shin Godzilla, is where the president then enacts a rarely used thing to use military force to take over Godzilla there. I thought it was really good.
That's the executive order, huh?
Rarely used executive order.
Never have this.
Yeah, but who could be against saving American lives?
Well, it's Japanese lives, and it's the Americans. Because
in that case,
we always come to help, don't we?
They're like, if you guys can't stop Godzilla, we're just gonna nuke everything.
Yep. Okay.
So they've got to figure out a plan to stop Godzilla.
Here's what I would do. I would ask, hey, is he gonna stay over in that hemisphere?
Yeah.
We're gonna leave him alone. You guys handle your own Godzilla problem.
And we've also got a new Netflix movie. It is called Fixed. It stars Adam Devine, Idris Elba, and Kathryn Hahn, and it's a comedy movie about a dog who learns he's getting neutered and has 24 hours to squeeze in, quote, one last balls to the walls adventure with the boys.
Oh, that's sort of the way
I
would.
Them balls to the wall were going.
That's the way I would approach it.
Oh yeah, if you knew you only had 24 hours.
Yeah, let's go, guys. Road trip.
Sounds like a great family film.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Take the kids.
It's got a 90%.
That's what Tyler's watching. A good cast right there. That's what Tyler's watching. Brought to you by
66%. Sorry.
Okay, upside down. Brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision.
Which Lance needs to use again, apparently.
969-8100. Again, MichelSonLaserVision.com. It says an adult animated comedy about Bull, an average all-around good dog, discovers he's going to get neutered in the morning.
When a good dog goes bad. When we come back, 10 teams, 10 days away from the start of college football that Yahoo Sports thinks will disappoint you this year. 10 teams that'll disappoint you this year. Good dog. Next.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelSonLaserVision.com.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Excitement awaits at Barber Motorsports Park for the UAB Medicine GT World Alabama Benefiting Teal Wings of Hope, September 5th through 7th. Witness some of the most iconic sports cars like Lamborghini, McLaren, and Ferrari battle it out on the track. Enjoy the beer gardens, food trucks, kids zone, garage, and more. The UAB Medicine GT World Alabama. Kids 15 and under get in free. Get your tickets today.
The World Wide Web is a large place. Find all your favorite people and content in the same spot. NextRoundLive.com is full of wonderful tidbits about the show you know and love. Find our gear, listen to your favorite personalities, follow our socials, and enjoy your trip to NextRoundLive.com.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, let's continue in hour number 2 with our Bojangles Tender Moment of the Day, brought to you by our friends at Bojangles.
Yeah, as you start to plan your football season, be it high school football or college football, heck, if you're headed in an NFL game, Bojangles is a great tailgate idea, also great catering inside the house when you got the folks coming over to watch the games. Don't forget our friends at Bojangles. You can swing by at lunch today and get those hand-breaded tenders, 7 sauces that go with them. Try honey mustard and barbecue for sweet and tang. If you want some heat, creamy buffalo peach honey pepper. You want smooth and creamy house-made ranch, jalapeno ranch, classic Bo sauce ready and waiting. Head to Bojangles. Get those hand-breaded tenders with your favorite sauce today. It's boat time.
Our buddy Marlon Humphrey actually behind this. Friend of the show, Marlon Humphrey, was at a camp and realized that he said 50%, I think is the number he used. 50% of his teammates that the Baltimore Ravens did not know how to swim. 50% of them.
There is no way.
Yep.
That's a lot.
You know, Danny Cannell said the same thing last week when I first heard this story, that there's no way. And I texted him quickly. I said, I didn't learn even to float or dog pedal until I was 18. And, you know, just not having access to swimming pools as a kid.
You had a mud puddle.
I did. I know. You can't. It was ankle deep. I didn't have to swim.
You soaking that.
Yeah. So, you know, some people just don't have access to swimming in America. And so half of his teammates. And so Marlon Humphrey got on social media and reached out to the best swimmer who's a Baltimore Ravens fan, Michael Phelps, and said, man, you're the greatest of all time. If you ever have a chance, could you come and teach my teammates how to swim?
Baltimore guy too, right?
Yeah,
Phelps
right.
from Baltimore.
And he's
Yeah.
a huge Ravens fan.
Yeah.
So Michael Phelps said, yeah. So yesterday at camp, Michael Phelps spent the day teaching several Baltimore Ravens how to swim.
That's wild.
Is that not cool?
I would think, though, once you become an adult and you don't know how to swim, you would be terrified of water.
It is absolutely hard to do at this point. Yeah.
But, I mean, again, you're in the shallow end right there, so you're learning all the movements. It is a natural thing, obviously. You say a lot of people don't have access. Everybody's got access to bodies of water.
Yeah. Not everybody, LT. Not
I
everybody.
guess not. Well, I mean, this is like learning to play golf from Tiger Woods.
Yeah. So Michael Phelps, given of his time, and then he had
That's
a chance
pretty cool.
to give a motivational speech to the team at a practice later in the day. Pretty cool. Right
really
there from
is.
Michael
but,
Phelps.
You know, I bet he's never taught swimming before. That's one of those things, like the greatest to ever do it.
Right. Michael Jordan would be a horrible basketball coach because everything was so natural to him.
I think Michael Phelps probably be I don't even know where he would start.
Like, how often do you think Tiger Woods or Bryson DeChambeau or one of those guys, when they're talking to somebody, they get asked for a golf tip?
Yeah.
I mean, I bet that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Do you ask Michael Phelps for a swimming tip? Can you give me a swimming tip?
I almost bet he went on YouTube and got like a tutorial on, basic
how to teach it for dummies.
Early swimming things. Because where would he start?
But when you ask Tiger Woods for a tip, he will skip parts of it because it's so natural to him. I'm sure he's like, you may ask him, well, what are you thinking here in this shot? And he's like, what do you mean? I'm just.
I didn't have to think. I'm Tiger Woods.
It's just 172-yard straight shot.
Yeah, hit a 7-iron. That's what I'm thinking.
This is a straight shot right there. Can somebody Google real quick? Use AI. How many Americans do not know how to swim?
I would say that based on this, I'm going to go 20% now, which I would have said is kind of high.
All right, so
do you think more people can ride a bike or swim?
That's. I think more people can ride a bike. I think 20's high as far as Americans.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it at about 13%.
We play a game at Odie's. It's called Percent Chance, where I ask a question and you get 10% on either side. We'll do it tonight. So anybody watching this show that's at Odie's Trivia, you might get a free 5 points tonight just for watching our show. The CDC reports 15% of U.S. adults don't know how to swim.
Okay, so we were both right. You said 20, I said 13.
55% have never had a swimming lesson. That's what's weird. I can swim fine, but I've never had a swimming lesson. I just learned by going to the pool. Like I was kind of self-taught, right? Yeah. Your parents throw you in, you got to swim to the side.
That's right.
I guess that's a swimming lesson. I don't know.
Either your parents or your nanny took you to the pool, or butler dried you off. You went back home, put the silver spoon back in your mouth. Some of us didn't have that access. Let's do a little college football now. 10 teams set up to disappoint, brought to you by our friends at New York Butcher Shop.
Yeah, I think I've got my 10 teams, Brett. I don't know if you did 10 teams.
I
don't know if it matters.
I did not do my homework.
I got in and saw our friend Jim yesterday. I met new butcher there, Eli, at the Greystone location. Picked up some of those delicious Italian meatballs. Got some of that fresh gravy. Made the pasta and the meatballs last night. Just one of the few dishes you can do. There's a ton of different things, from the great meats, the steaks, the ribs, the pork, the chicken. Fabulous sides made in-house. Fantastic selection of fine wines and desserts. Picked up one of those brownies as well. Great desserts. Rare quality, well-done service. 2 locations. Cabo Heights, Highway 119, Greystone, the New York Butcher Shop.
Okay, ones that you will not guess because they're not power conference. Marshall is set up. This is Yahoo. This is Yahoo's list. I'm going to throw them out there. Marshall, 7-1 in the Sun Belt, 10-3 last year. If you're not paying attention, I think they've had 35 people that could have come back leave that team
when their head coach left.
Yeah, did they all go to? A lot of them went to Southern Miss with him, right?
Some did, but some went other places. UNLV is not Power 5. They're well thought of. They're on this list set up to disappoint. I think it's the other way around.
Yeah, I think you're getting an upgrade. Look, I mean, Barry Odom actually kind of built this thing up, but I think you're getting a better overall coach in Mullet.
Okay. Everyone else is a Power 4 school, and you call out a name, and I will see if it's on the Yahoo list. Andy Backstrom wrote the story at Yahoo. 10 days out from college football, week 0. 10 teams set to disappoint. I just gave you 2.
This to me is low-hanging fruit because it's a big name program that hasn't ever won anything. This guy is on the hot seat, I believe, going into this year, and I think it's going to be a disaster. I'm going to go Wisconsin as one of the 10.
Not on his.
Wow.
It can be on yours. I just don't know. Set up to disappoint. I don't know what the expectations are.
Yeah, so, I mean, Clay had him at 3 wins. I mean,
that's where I've got him at 3-9.
I think most people would expect them to win 5 games.
Yeah.
So
okay. So let me go a little more mainstream. Is Ohio State on this list?
Oh, see that would be easy. They're not on this list, but that would be. Now you're talking because.
I mean, 9-3 is
9-3
disaster.
If Ohio State misses the playoffs, it is a disaster.
Yeah, 1 game different than the regular season last year, but the consequences of that would be massive.
So let me try.
No, I think you're fine with that one.
These are your lists. This is their list. There's no right answers.
This is a team that is getting a ton of hype based on where they finished last year, based on schedule. The Fighting Illini of Illinois.
Absolutely on their list.
Okay.
Because you think they're going to lose to Duke, and you had another one in there that might be a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, I think Illinois is an 8-14, which I think by Illinois standards really good, but not based on where they're ranked right now.
If you're supposed to be this year's Indiana, that's bad.
Is Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt's on there, yeah.
I would have them on there as well. I think this is going to be a crash back to earth for both Diogo Pavia and the Vanderbilt Commodores.
Yeah, and he was on a podcast on Netflix. It may be called the Netflix Sports Podcast. I don't know. But
Pavia was?
Yeah, with a young lady whose name I don't know, but I just saw a clip from it. And she's like, do you think Auburn's respecting you yet? Is the clip I saw. And Diego Pavia said, oh, absolutely not. I've got friends who talk to friends who have friends that are on the Auburn team, and they talk, and they're talking about coming in here and kicking our beeps this year, and they still don't know. I've beaten them back-to-back years. They still don't know. So Diego Pavia is talking the stuff, and I'm with you guys.
They're going to be, I think, 4-1 though going to Tuscaloosa. That's going to be the weird thing about saying they disappoint is I think they can start out 4-1.
If they start out 4-1, you get a little value on Alabama minus. At that point, they're probably a 21-point favorite over a 4-1 Vanderbilt team.
4-1 Vanderbilt, and that'll be a pistol whipping in Tuscaloosa, and it will only go snowballing from there because they still have to play LSU, at Texas, Auburn, at Tennessee. But if they're 4-1, I mean, they're actually going to feel like a pretty good story.
I'm going to go old school SEC East. I'll continue. I will give me South Carolina for 500, please.
South Carolina doesn't make this list. I agree with you. I don't think South Carolina is going to come anywhere close to the expectations.
Well, I mean, the expectation for South Carolina after 9 regular season wins last year is to get to a college football playoff. They're 13th in both preseason polls, but I think based on schedule, they're probably 7-5, 6-6.
Yeah, any given Saturday on Netflix after Selection Sunday, Shane Beamer very open and vocal that he thought that they got jobbed, that they should have been a playoff team with who they beat along the way, including Clemson at the end. We just beat the ACC champion who's getting into the playoffs, and you didn't put us in over SMU, who just lost to Clemson.
That falls as a hollow statement to me unless you back it up this year. And then you can, if they go 10-2, hey, we should have been in last year. We earned our way in this year.
It was just harder to swallow. I mean, they are a play away from beating LSU or Alabama, or both, if they make both the plays.
That's right.
A play away from winning those games. And that had to be really, really difficult to swallow because either one of those wins has them in the playoffs.
Yep.
The only other SEC team I've got is Ole Miss on this list.
Tennessee on this list, Ole Miss on your list. And I could see both of those being disappointing.
I guess I just don't have an expectation for Tennessee. They are ranked 24th. They're coming off a playoff appearance. It's such an unknown at quarterback. More importantly, what you lose out of that backfield and what you lose up front rushing the passer.
One other SEC team, I always forget they're in the SEC. Missouri is also disappointing here. They got Missouri.
I don't think they're as good, but their schedule is an absolute joke. Are the Miami Hurricanes on here?
They're not. Syracuse out of the ACC is on here. Miami is not. But I mean, are we sure Carson Beck's healthy enough to be a quarterback?
I mean, the last time we saw him on the field, he got his arm ripped off. Like, just one of those injuries that really could be career-ending. I mean, it looked terrific. Gunnar Stockton comes in, pulls a miraculous second half. Don't even know how they won that game still, but I would love to see how healthy he really is.
Syracuse is on this list. My expectation for Syracuse is about 8 or 9 wins. I think that's what they'll get.
I think Syracuse is an interesting team. Now, if they can find a way to upset Tennessee week one, you kind of change your opinion of them.
Yes.
But they're expected to lose that game.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a massive upset.
Massive. What's the point spread?
14.5,
Okay, that is massive. That's 2 touchdown upset.
I mean, what it would do is send Tennessee fans into like, oh, my God, we finally got back to the promised land, getting to the college football playoff, and we just lost to Syracuse.
Yeah, the problem with that
By the
is
way, both those teams on this Yahoo list of 10 disappointing teams, so one of them is going to be trending in the correct direction after that first one.
The problem is not only do they play Tennessee, they're at Clemson, they're at SMU, they're at Georgia Tech, which would be a tough game for them. They're at Miami, and they're at Notre Dame. I mean, they have got some really, really difficult road games.
I give Arizona State a lot of credit what they did last year, but Scatteraboo is a huge loss. Jordan Tyson wasn't there for the postseason, so that will be a nice little game for Sam Leavitt.
I was surprised by the number Reese gave us yesterday. He said Scatteraboo is 60% of their offense.
You thought more?
No, I thought less.
That's a lot.
I know, but simply
Arizona State should be on this list.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're...
Are they not?
They're not, but I agree with you. I think Arizona State's middle of the pack.
And I think what has happened is they burned everybody in the media last year, so everybody in the media, and apparently the coaches poll too, because they did the same thing, Oh, I'm going to let that happen again.
Well, even
I think
Reese,
you've overcorrected.
Did you hear Reese yesterday? I think they've got staying power.
Yeah, they're 11th in the AP poll.
Overcorrected.
No, he just spent a lot of time with Kenny Dillingham, and sometimes you get a little
attached.
Yeah.
Oh, now Dillingham's feeling himself though. Did you see what he said when they asked him about being ranked number 11th? He goes, "What's your reaction to being ranked number 11th?" He goes, "I think the number 11 team in the country should have an indoor practice facility."
Yeah.
So Kenny Dillingham, he's on top of the world for a minute, so he's going to take advantage of it.
I mean, I've felt that Tempe heat. It is a furnace blaster. Is Iowa State on here?
Iowa State is on here out of the Big 12.
You think they're going to disappoint?
I like Rocco Beck a lot. I just don't know how they can do 11 wins again in Ames. I mean, how can you back that up in this multi-crowded? We talked about how much parity there is in the Big 12. I mean, if he was to do it in back-to-back years, it would be amazing.
In the Big 12, and where every week it's almost a 6-point spread.
Yeah, I think they can beat anybody any given week in the Big 12. I just don't think they replicate 11 wins. I think they're more 8 wins.
Colorado's on this list, and then there's one Big 10 team. One other Big 10 team we haven't mentioned.
Is it Indiana?
It is not. I don't know what they've got. USC, and I just think the opposite of USC.
There's no expectation. The expectation is 7-5 this year.
Yeah, 7-6, 4-5 last year in the Big 10, and they put that down as a team that is poised to disappoint.
They lost every game that was a coin flip last year. They could not win those tight games.
Yeah. Interesting to see on the disappointment. Is that your whole list too? You got all yours in?
Yeah, that was it. I did have Colorado on there.
Yahoo Sports, 10 teams poised to disappoint 10 days away from the start of the college football season. A couple of our great sponsors, and one more thing before we get to Brooks Austin in the next segment. Show being brought to you by our friends at Woodhouse Day Spa. Tell us about Woodhouse, LT.
Hey, look, 10 days away from the start of college football, 17 days away from that full slate on week 1. You are going to be on the couch. We talked about the viewing experience, basically noon to midnight. You need to send the wife or the girlfriend to do something to allow you to sit on the couch all day. That is the Woodhouse Day Spa, located at the Summit Shopping Centers right off of Highway 280. Choose from a menu of over 70 options, including massages, body treatment, skincare, waxing, nail services. Woodhouse Day Spa, voted America's best day spa since 2009. You can order that special person gift online 24/7, birmingham.woodhousespas.com, or stop into the Summit Shopping Centers. Go see Stuart and that great staff. Tell them the next round sit.
We've been in my house, current house, almost a decade. When we first bought it, one of the things we immediately said is, all right, we want to redo the master bath. That should tell you something. When people come look at your house, there are rooms they pay a lot of attention to. The master bath, the kitchen, master bedroom, and the master bedroom closets. Well, we immediately said we want to do the master bath. So my wife, Jennifer, scoured the internet looking for the right person for the job. She picked Brad Bell. I'm glad she did, because that's what he specializes in. Those 3 rooms, master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. He'll do anything, but that's what he specializes in for a reason. Number 1, you enjoy those rooms when you own your home. And when you go to sell your home, you make some of your money back on those rooms, if not all of it back, when a guy like Brad does it. You can see some before and afters from his work, AlabamaBathRemodels.com. That is AlabamaBathRemodels.com. Or give Brad a call, 205-422-1758, 205-422-1758. He is Brad Bell. He'll come bid your job the way he did with us, and we were thrilled with the work that he put in and his crews put in. AlabamaBathRemodels.com.
Crazy what you forget sometimes. 4 major college football teams that have never won an outright conference championship. In 2020, Notre Dame almost popped off that list. Remember, they played in the ACC championship game in 2020. Notre Dame, who's never been part of a conference, played in the ACC championship game, got beat. I think it was like 34 to 10 to Clemson.
they got popped in the rematch. Won the regular season matchup, obviously.
So Notre Dame's never won one. 3 other teams who've never won an outright conference championship.
South Carolina.
They won an ACC, I believe, in '69.
Vanderbilt
won an SEC back in the day.
Oh, an SEC.
Yeah, crazy. Iowa State's never won an outright conference championship.
Boy, they were so close last year.
I don't know if Kansas State has. Never mind.
1 ACC, 1 Big Ten.
Kansas State upset Texas A&M in that game, didn't they?
Rutgers
got upset. Yeah, got upset.
Rutgers has never won an outright conference championship, and surprisingly to me, because they were so close, and they actually, I think they gave Bobby Bowden their first ever ACC loss.
Virginia?
Virginia has never won an outright conference
And remember, they were
championship.
really good that one year when Georgia Tech was also good. And
Yep.
it came down to them and Georgia Tech. And
1990.
Tech, yeah, 1990. And Tech won the game in Charlottesville.
So Iowa State, who played for one last year, Virginia, Rutgers, and Notre Dame, who actually played for one in 2020.
I will take Rutgers behind Notre Dame, who's still not in the conference.
You'll say Notre Dame gets
I really would.
Rutgers.
Would you not? Rutgers is not going to win a conference.
Brooks Austin, the film guy, when we come back right here on the next round.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Chenard Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Chenard.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Take TNR on the go with a podcast built for your satisfaction. Miss Hour 1? Find it in podcast form. Miss Hour 2? Stream it now. Miss Hour 3? Download it for later. Miss Hour 4? Well, just know it's never coming back. Listen to TNR wherever you find podcasts.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Just because you've quit going to the gym, it doesn't mean that you have to quit gym altogether. Dunaway, that is. With our Next Round podcasts open 24/7, 365, you can access gym anytime you'd like. While you may have done away with your treadmill routine, our version of Dunaway is standing by ready to get you back to your absolute best. Find all that lovely Jimmy D-led content on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and in the podcast section of nextroundlive.com. This message is sponsored by Jimmy Crypto Inc. and Jimmy Crypto for President.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. Hey friends, if you're looking to expand your business and inform the Next Round audience about your exciting brand, contact us at sales@nextroundlive.com to be part of the team and advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential consumers on our ever-expanding platform. Let the Next Round help take your business to the next level. Get more information by emailing us at sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to build a plan to take your business to the next level with the Next Round.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
I said it to start the show. I'm still surprised that this guy is still talking to Ryan Brown after the way he was treated at SEC Media Days.
Stir the pot.
So many times he wanted to be on the show, but Ryan Brown would not put him on the show. It is our Shannara College Football Spotlight today. Hit the button.
The College Football Spotlight.
Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Dunaway wants me and Brooks to go to mediation with our guy Alexander Shannara and try to settle this. Headquartered in Birmingham, 24 years. They've grown to more than 150 lawyers, supported by more than 500 dedicated team members, and they've recovered more than $2 billion, maintaining Alexander Shannara's core values of integrity, mastery, passion, and success. When you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call the Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shannara.com, Shannara.com.
How can the film guy walk by you every day and you not ask the film guy to be on, Brown?
He was busy. He was just being nice. What's up, Brooks? How are you?
First and foremost, like I realize I'm just some local guy that only has like 51,000 subscribers on YouTube and whatnot, but like you guys had the opportunity to interview Josh Payton, Greg Sankey. No wonder you were interviewing those guys and not me, even though I do have a substantially better head of hair than both combined. But I think my takes are a little bit better as well. I was a little bit perturbed, I'm not going to lie, because every time I come on here, y'all sweet talk me. Y'all say, ooh, we love this next guest. He's one of our new favorites. And then I get stonewalled at SEC Media Days. Honestly, I was a little frustrated.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay, will you be there next year? We don't even know where there is. They haven't announced where there is. Will you be there next year?
You already know.
Okay,
you already know I'm going to be there.
Day one, Brooks Austin on the show. I don't care what else is going on. If that's Alabama Day, we're like, all right, Coach DeBoer, Brooks is on the show if you'll stand right there for a moment.
Okay, can we start with the Auburn Tigers and Jackson Arnold? And I don't know if you could dig anything out of that film because the offensive line was so bad. They didn't have any skill. Everybody was banged up. He was sacked. Well, the offensive line gave up a total of 50 sacks. But Jackson Arnold, what you can find on film, what are the positives?
Yeah. Positives are he's going into a system that I think is a lot more fortuitous for his successes, right? Like, I don't think Jackson Arnold, based off what I know of him, right, his brief college stint at Oklahoma and what is available from a high school film standpoint, this isn't like I'm going to go from the number one read in the progression, number 2 to number 3 to number 4. No, this is a guy that needs to get it out of his hand really quickly, okay, use his athleticism that I think gets overlooked just a tad bit. I think the RPO system is a little bit more conducive to his skill sets than like a standard pro-style system. And to be honest with you, like, Oklahoma started last year trying to be a wide choice system, trying to do an Oklahoma version of what Tennessee is still currently doing. And by year's end, they became an RPO football team. You guys know this, next round, folks. Y'all watched them against Alabama. Jackson Arnold had damn near 20 traditional quarterback run attempts, right? And completely shocked you guys with that type of offense. I think that's a lot what Oklahoma was doing last year, just trying to throw something at the wall to see if it sticks offensively, and that's not very good for your young quarterback, right? You mentioned it. The offensive line was porous. I think it's going to be relatively the same story at Oklahoma this year. The weaponry wasn't all that great last year at Oklahoma. He's got, I think, the conference's best weaponry and skill position players around him at wide receiver this year at Auburn. So a totally different situation from a what we're about to ask you to do standpoint and what we have around you standpoint. I think Auburn's in a much better situation around Jackson than what Oklahoma presented to him.
Okay, before you talk specifically about this Alabama defense this year, Brown, I asked you about that. I wanted to ask you about Anthony Tank Jones from Mobile, the 5-star guy who picked Oregon. And some of his comments made it sound like he was picking Oregon in part because of scheme, that he didn't really like the scheme Alabama runs defensively. You watch a lot of film from a lot of teams. Is Alabama's scheme like any NFL scheme? Is it something that maybe some elite recruits may not want to play in? What do you make of Alabama's swarm?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Tank Jones envisions himself as a NFL 3 technique, like a guy who's going to live over the guards and like kind of get loose as he continues to get bigger. There are some football systems, some defensive systems that prioritize allowing defensive linemen to play upfield and play free. For the longest time, I thought Ohio State was this, right? It's why we saw him produce the Bosa brothers. It's why Chase Young would have broken the college sack record had he not paid for his girlfriend to go out to a bowl game, right? Some of these defensive systems allow guys to get upfield, allow them to be aggressive, and then kind of let everything else figure itself out behind them, right? Most really, really sound defensive systems are building walls, right? We're going to play team-oriented defense. We're not going to let you play free. We're not going to let you get upfield. On first and second down, you're going to do what we call 2-gap. which means you're going to stand at the line of scrimmage. You're going to hold offensive linemen at the line of scrimmage. You're going to peek to see where the running back's going, and then you're going to shed. This idea of we're going to let you hunt. We're going to let you get free. A lot of these SEC defenses don't prioritize that. They more prioritize, we're going to make you go 12 plays against us without making a mistake, which you're not going to do. I am bullish, though, on what Kane does from a defensive front standpoint. They're as varied and as multiple as anybody else that I study, which if I were a defensive lineman that's a 5-star, that's what I would prioritize. Hey, are you going to get me opportunities to win against guards that I can beat? And then next week, when there's a tackle that I can beat, are you going to develop or design a defensive scheme for me to attack that guy? Like, I think Alabama and Georgia and some of these other SEC teams are doing a really, really good job of that. Now, an Oregon fan will hear that and say, well, Lanning came from that. Like, Lanning is an SEC guy. They're hunting at Oregon right now. If you watch what they play, how they play, they're letting guys get upfield and get aggressive.
Brooks Austin is with us, the film guy at Brooks Austin BA. Go find him on YouTube, the film guy on YouTube. You can find Brooks' work there. Give it a thumbs up. Watch it, subscribe, set your alerts so you know when he drops at the Film Guy Network on YouTube. He's on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. But, Brooks, it is the personnel. I don't want to put words in your mouth here, but I believe this is exactly what you said. The personnel that Kane Womack has that has you so high on Alabama's defense.
Yeah, like I'm a huge believer in LT Overton, as everybody else in the world is. I love the prospect that James Smith is going to be. I think James Smith has an opportunity to be one of the more disruptive football players in this conference this year. That's a unique twitch on a 290-pound athlete. Like, I know he's playing at like 285 last year. He's going to play closer to 300 this year, I think, and going to be a real disruptive presence. I love Tim Keenan as well. I know you lost Jahad Campbell, but I've been watching Justin Jefferson play great football for like what seems like a decade in SEC football. Every time he's on the field, I'm like, damn, that dude ain't much worse than the first-round NFL football player that I've been watching run around at Alabama for a couple of years. Obviously, returning Deontay Lawson is huge for that team as well. Bray Hubbard is maybe my favorite study. I am a guy that just I love watching football players that play the game as if they don't give a damn about their own body. And that's the way Bray Hubbard plays. Bray Hubbard plays like this might be my last day ever playing football, and I'm okay with that. And I sign up for those dudes because I'm still a college football observer, right? I love what the pageantry and the passion that college football provides. Bray Hubbard is an exact example of that. I also love that, Womack let those young corners, especially when Damani kind of got banged up last year, I felt like they let those young corners take their lumps. I am a big Xavier Brown fan. I think Xavier Brown, I said it in the film study, Xavier Brown plays corner like a linebacker, okay? He plays the corner position with a level of physicality and anger and just pissed offness that I appreciate about him, okay? So, yeah, I'm very bullish on the personnel that Alabama has. That being said, I studied in full Alabama games probably 6 times last year, and there's just not a lot of variance of the scheme, right? They're lining up playing defense majority of the football game. Now, I think that had most to do with Kane Womack being there for 1 year last year. Last year was his first year there, and maybe they were trying to still get everything installed and everybody comfortable. And so it was just best, hey, we know how to play this defense, so we're going to play this defense today. In year 2, I expect them to be far more multiple, on top of the fact that, I think they got 9 or 11 like real high-level defensive players this year.
And one more on what you were talking about in James Smith there, a twitchy 300-pound guy. I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, so I ride with Vita Vea and Kalijah Cansey every Sunday watching those guys disrupt. That kind of disruptiveness from James Smith right there in the center of that defensive line, you think?
Oh, it would be – it is the most like unstoppable thing about a defense nowadays. Like, everybody's trying to get a good edge rusher, but there is nothing I can do offensively for a 3-tech I can't block. And I think Aaron Donald kind of invented this in the NFL, or showed people what this can be. When you have a dominant defensive tackle that is that close to the quarterback and the ball carrier at all times, and he's virtually unblockable, I think it's the most disruptive thing that a defense can have. So I don't know if James will be that, but I saw it. Like, you see the flashes. Like, it was very clear to me that he was a young football player just running and playing ball last year. And he ran himself into a lot of big-time football plays. So imagine what will happen if that young football player now not only has the elite physical skill set, but now identifies what's happening to him in front of him, right? Because he's taken the reps, he's seen the game snaps, he understands, all right, that what's happening in front of me is what's happening. Here's how I defeat that. When that level of his game starts to click, the physical skill sets on this dude are undeniable. That's why he was a 5-star coming out of high school, and you can still see it now in year 2 in college.
You know, the perception, Brooks, when it comes to Texas is offense with Sark, but you look at the defense, it's got an opportunity to be really dominant. Year 1, Colin Simmons, 9 sacks. When you look at the ceiling for a guy like Colin Simmons on the edge, what do you see with this guy?
You know, it's interesting. Colin is a very rare football player, okay? No different than Hassan Reddick in the NFL is rare, all right? The level of, like, success that Hassan had, or the level of success that Nolan Smith is having right now, or the historic level of success that Von Miller had. Why am I naming these football players? Well, Colin Simmons fits that physical mold. Colin Simmons is not 6'5", 265 pounds. He's not a traditional defensive end. He is 6'2 and a half. He's 225 pounds. And he's unblockable out on the edge. Like, when it comes to left tackles trying to stay in front of him, they just don't do it. So what am I looking for in Colin Simmons? I know he's going to be a 10-sack guy. There's no doubt about that. What my question about him is, on first and second down, when defenses or offenses see him lined up over the tackle, are they running at him? Because that's probably what I would do to him on first and second down, and I would just live with whatever he brings me on third down. But hopefully, if I ran at him pretty successfully the first couple of snaps, we're in 3rd and 4, not 3rd and 9, and he's teeing up a pass rush. I'm telling you right now, if you're in 3rd and 9 against Texas this year, Colin Simmons is going to get home. There's not a lot of tackles that are going to be able to block him. He's just too twitchy. But we got to get after him in the run game, because I think that's the only error in what he's got physically.
I think I asked you this back in the spring, but you've watched a lot of film since then. A player that you consider a diamond in the rough, a guy you have seen on film that you're like, college football fans, watch this guy. You'll love watching him play.
All right, so I know this is a mainly SEC podcast, but I see you guys talk all things sports. So if I had to ask you guys, y'all watch football, y'all know college football, so I'm going to ask you this, and it's a trick question. Who's the best running back at Penn State?
Well, most people would say Singleton.
I would say,
right?
Katron Allen.
Most people immediately run to Singleton, and whoever just said Katron Allen, as we say, is a certified ball knower. Katron Allen's the best back in that room, man. Katron Allen is the most underrated football player in his own building. Like, everybody loves Singleton, and you look at all the rankings, and they're going to be talking about Singleton. Hell, ESPN's got Nick Singleton as a preseason All-American. Guys, Katron Allen is the tote carrier in Penn State's offense, in my opinion. If I'm giving 25 totes to anybody, it's Katron Allen. He is going to maximize what is available. I also think by far Penn State's got the best offensive line in that conference, and they're going to need it this year because they're going to have to run their way to the expectations that they have this year.
Okay, there is one guy on this panel that thinks Boise State is highly overrated. This guy. I just wanted to ask you about this because Ashton Jeanty is one of the best running backs we've seen in 20, 30 years. But there was a running back in that backfield before he got hurt, actually averaged more yards per carry in Sire Gaines. I don't know if you've watched him at all. If you have, though, what do you think the drop-off is? I know there's going to be drop-off, but it looks like Sire Gaines can be really, really good for Spencer Danielson and Boise State this year.
I ain't going to sit here and act like I've been watching Buddy. If I was watching Boise State last year, I was watching number 2.
Okay.
And
all good.
I think it's safe to say that no matter how good this new back is at Boise State, there's going to be a sizable drop-off. Ashton Jeanty had some of the best running back tape. I know you just mentioned it, like 25, 30 years. I mean, that was very special last year what Jeanty did. I mean, he toting it against 9-man boxes too. Like, they had nothing in terms of other offensive game plans.
Hey, real quick, Brooks, for Dunaway here, if you would have put Ashton Jeanty in the backfield for Georgia, Texas, Alabama, LSU, I mean, he might not go for 2,600 yards, but how good is he behind an offensive line in the SEC?
Well, with Georgia's offensive line last year, backside edge rushers would have been falling on his legs at 5 yards anyway, so it wouldn't really matter. So there's that. If he'd been in that Texas system, we got to start figuring out, are you a wide zone guy Like, can you figure out how to, run this path? Wide zone offenses are normally one-cut backs. They're normally bigger, taller, longer, not necessarily compact backs. They're more straight-line speed backs like Trey Wisner, like C.J. Baxter, okay? They're these taller, longer, like Najee Harris, okay? These inside zone backs, these counter backs, these gap scheme backs, they're more 5'10", 220. They're built like fire hydrants. They're short area quickness guys with the ability to take you 75 like Genty had last year. So to answer your question, I think statistically it would have been relatively similar. He would have won the Heisman, though. There's no doubt about that. I think he only lost the Heisman last year because he was at Boise. Had he been at a Power 4 school, there's no doubt in my mind that dude wins the Heisman.
Dunaway has them out of the top 25.
No, they're in the top 25.
They're losing to South Florida.
They're in the top 25 because we mentally put them in there because a group of five is going to make the playoffs.
Case. Guys, we're going to have a multiple loss non-Power 4 team get gifted a playoff appearance this year.
Preach it.
I think we're going to have a 10-2 Memphis or a 10-2 whoever the hell that gets invited to a playoff game that we all know has no chance of winning, and damn sure ain't gonna win 3 of them in a row. So hey, let's do the all fairness thing. Let's give everybody participation trophies, I guess.
They don't belong, man. They don't belong.
Dunaway with Memphis at the same time Brooks said a certified ball knower. Dunaway.
I am, because Brendan Lewis got that starting job at Memphis yesterday, 6-year senior. So
and because FedEx gave them $20 million over the next 5 years. But hey, we ain't got to talk about that.
Yeah,
that does not hurt. All right, he is Brooks Austin. Do a couple things. Go follow him on social media at Brooks Austin BA, and go on YouTube, right where you're watching us if you're on YouTube. The Film Guy Network. The Film Guy Network. Subscribe, set your alerts, give him a thumbs up like we ask you to do for us on YouTube. Brooks, thank you very much for the time, buddy. Always good talking with you.
I'm going to tell you what, if I don't get on the next round at SEC Media Days next week, or next year, we are boycotting TNR. We are boycotting the next round.
We just don't know where it's going to be, but day one, you're going to be there. I promise. I promise you.
Nothing says America in 2025 like boycotting. Thank you.
Thank you, Brooks.
Appreciate
Brooks with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline.
Boise State returns all of its offensive linemen.
Okay. Every one of them?
Yep.
Zaire Gaines.
Yeah, so let's see.
Former linebacker.
Let's see what it looks like.
It's going to be good.
Former linebacker, huh? Converted linebacker?
Say
high school linebacker.
Big guy. Big back then, huh?
He's 210.
No.
So you think it might just be system under Spencer
Danielson? No. I know
you think Genty's good, but you think it's a back-friendly system that Spencer Danielson has.
Yeah. Right now, Genty in his career in the NFL, -1 yards.
So we'll see how long that lasts.
See if he can get into positive category at some point.
So I take
it.
Are you going to be in this fantasy draft? I told the guys I would do it
what fantasy
yesterday.
Draft?
The one we did last year.
I don't
want to college one or the NFL one?
The NFL.
Oh, the NFL, sure. I'll do the NFL one, but the college
I don't
one,
even get asked anymore. Y'all know, they know how much I despise fantasy
college
sports.
So no chance you will take Ashton Genty?
No. I will take another kicker before I'll take Ashton Genty.
Okay.
The show being brought to you by a couple of our great sponsors. One of them is our friends at Hemp Hill. They bring you Lance's Lock every day. We're almost back to another exhibition weekend.
Yeah, we start up Friday. 2 games Friday on the NFL Network. The Titans and the Falcons, the Chiefs and the Seahawks. We will have plays on that. Always baseball plays available today. Always a free play in lanceslock.com. Always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling. Any issues arise in your home or business, Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there, ready to serve you. 205-229-2090, hard to stop a train, or hemphillservices.com.
And our friends at Way to Wellness, that's where you get Leslie and her board-certified team ready to help you out with no contracts, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free. You see on your screen there, the website's aplanforme.com. Here's something you may not know about Way to Wellness, not just for weight loss. They've got diet plans if you suffer from diabetes, heart disease, sleep apnea. You can maybe correct some of that with a diet. All right there, aplanforme.com. And Leslie, they have a personalized plan for you, no cookie cutter plan. You may want meal replacements. She's got those. Maybe injection therapy to curb that appetite a little bit. She's got those. I use these protein bars that keep me from bad snacking in between meals. You can get all the details right there at aplanforme.com. It's Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. We'll get to some historically disappointing programs coming up in the next segment, and we'll talk about John Mateer coming up in the next segment. Is this the Mountain West last chance to make the playoffs, since we're talking Boise State? Boise, of course, will be a favorite. But Boise, Fresno, and San Diego State, 3 programs that have had good moments at times in the years in the Mountain West, have been in the top 25, all 3 of those at times. They're leaving next year for the revamped Pac-12. Is this the Mountain West's last chance to make a college football playoff?
Probably. I mean, there was a time that Hawaii would have made one with Colt Brennan way back in the day. UNLV, 11 wins last year, but probably so. I mean, I wouldn't even consider, as good as Fresno was at times, and San Diego State. I mean, Boise was really that only team.
Do you actually know who's playing in the Mountain West in 2026? Do you know who's left behind? Because I've got it in front of me right here.
Left behind is Hawaii.
Hawaii will be in it.
New Mexico.
New Mexico is there.
You also have
Colorado State.
No, Colorado State's in the pack.
They're going to the pack.
Yep. Name other Mountain West teams.
Utah State.
Utah State's in the pack.
Utah State's in the pack.
Yeah.
Wyoming.
Wyoming staying.
Wyoming staying behind.
Yep.
You've got
Texas State's in the pack. They're leaving the Sun Belt.
Nevada.
Nevada's staying behind.
Yep.
Air Force.
Air Force is staying behind.
I could see one day Air Force sneaking in there.
San Jose State staying behind.
San Jose State staying behind.
Which is surprising they should have left.
Yep.
And did we say New Mexico?
You did say New Mexico. Okay. UNLV is in.
Yep.
UTEP is in.
Yep.
And as a football-only member, of course, in the Mountain West Conference, Northern Illinois.
Is
in as a football-only member.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's who you're picking from right there.
Which gets me to my point. 5 of the top 7 betting odds to win the FCS championship. This is where the Mountain West, to stay relevant, should go. North Dakota State is 2-1 odds to win the championship. Right behind them is Montana State, South Dakota State, Incarnate Word, forget them, South Dakota, Montana, Tarleton State's in there, but why not, if you're in the Mountain West, go get North Dakota State, Montana State, South Dakota, and Montana.
I mean, North Dakota State's won 10 of the last 14.
Yep.
Is that right?
But here's what's weird. Explain this to me. Between the University of Oregon and Notre Dame, along our northern border, there's no good college football. On that level.
There's great college football. It's just not on the
FBS level. Yeah. Explain that to me. So how is it between Oregon and Notre Dame the only good football is FCS football? And it's dominant.
Yeah.
Like it's the best FCS football. It's not just good, it's the best there is. But FBS football is non-existent. One I've never been able to comprehend.
And they've got great fans. Why do you not just go and make that a big part of your conference? They don't play horrible basketball either, by the way.
No, we saw Alabama go up there. Which one did they play up there? North Dakota. Yeah.
And
that was an Elite Eight Alabama team that had to fight for a win at North Dakota.
And Grant Nelson came from North Dakota State.
Yeah.
So you know he's pretty good. We've seen the Jackrabbits be pretty good.
South Dakota State's a decent program, yeah.
If I was in charge of the Mountain West, I wouldn't be fiddling with Northern Illinois. I'd be fiddling with the Dakotas and Montana. And I know the map, the Dakotas are not as far west as I always think they are.
Big states.
They're closer to
no
Minnesota
population
than they are to, I guess, the Rocky Mountain chain. But I would do the Mountain West. That's what I would do if I was them. All right, top of the hour. More disappointment. And John Mateer, do we believe his excuse on Venmo? When we come back on the other side, the show, and 4 downs. And the show being brought to you by a couple of our great sponsors. One of them is our buddy Dr. B, LT.
Dr. B, best in the business. You start thinning out. It doesn't matter when that happens. It could be your 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s. You want to maintain. You want to grow some of that hair back. Dr. Beckenstein and that staff, they are the best. T3's got that new test. It's easy, painless, affordable. Takes 4 seconds to perform. It's going to show which medicines and compounds will specifically work for your hair loss. There are over 10 categories of agents they use, knowing they will work for you. They will custom compound these agents for you in pillow topical forms. You pick and choose which agents you want. Men and women ordering Hims, other products online, don't even know if they work. Stop wasting your money and critical time while you're losing hair on treatments that aren't working for you. Go see Dr. B and that great staff. Find out what will work for you. 205-319-0316. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, you can always go online, t3hair.net.
And if you are looking for a club home in Birmingham, find your sense of community at Inverness Country Club. Memberships that fit everybody. The social membership, a resort-style pool complex, full-service cabana and bar, live music on Friday nights, great Sunday brunch. Sports, you got tennis and pickleball. Golf, you got 18 holes championship golf and a newly expanded practice facility. And childcare, I mean, this is so big, man. You're out there, you got a quick meeting, a lunch meeting. You just want to grab lunch with the friends. You want to go play 9, quick game of tennis. They've got childcare right there as part of your membership at Inverness Country Club. Schedule a tour today with Aaron. 205-991-8608. That's 205-991-8608. Or online, see everything, ICCalabama.com, ICCalabama.com.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, a car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Chenard Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Chenard.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Looking to expand your business? Let the Next Round help you. Contact us, sales@nextroundlive.com, and be part of the team. Advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential customers on our ever-expanding platforms. The Next Round can take your business to the next level. Join our existing partners in the fastest-growing media space, both live and on demand, while reaching the most desirable audience for your business. Get more information by emailing sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to build a plan to take your business to the next level using the Next Round. It is the first college tailgate party of the season, Boiling and Bragging. Saturday, August 16th, 6 to 8:30 p.m. in Mountain Brooks Crestline Village, near O'Neill Library. Come enjoy great food, kids games, live music, and support your favorite team at Boiling and Bragging. This annual event benefits the Critical Care Transport Team at Children's of Alabama. Saturday, August 16th, 6 to 8:30 p.m. in Mountain Brooks Crestline Village. For more information, visit boilingandbragging.org. That's the letter N, boilingandbragging.org.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means that your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
It's crazy what you get used to, your favorite team's uniforms. They tried to go back to a smaller flag logo on my Buccaneer uniform this year like it was in 2002 for the Super Bowl.
On the helmet?
On the helmet. And fans hated it. They want that big, overblown flag. I like the smaller one.
I'm with you. I think smaller one looks better.
Yeah.
As I've told you many times, whatever you wore when work done was a Buccaneer is what you should always wear.
When Tom Brady came from the Patriots, he worked that into his contract.
Yeah.
You've got to ditch the Jameis Winston-style uniforms and
go to
back
work done.
to the O2s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they did.
And that is legitimate. He put that in his contract.
He asked for it, and they granted it. It wasn't in his contract, but they said, will you change the uniforms? And they were like 100%.
Yeah, to get Tom Brady, yes. It was worth it. I wish somebody would do that to the Dolphins.
I still wish the Creamsicles were like 4 games a year.
I'm okay with the color scheme. I'd be okay with the orange jerseys, the orange pants, if they didn't have the Buccaneer logo, the
alternative pirate.
Yeah, I like the flag. If they would go orange flag, I'd be okay using that as a regularly occurring uniform. But I love that color red. It's on TV too here, the Buccaneers and the Titans.
See, I like the creamsicle orange better.
Yeah, I like that red. I mean, our 2 Super Bowls have been in those uniforms.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it's hard to go away from a Super Bowl uniform.
It is. All right, final hour of the show, brought to you by Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Tell us about the great Alexander Shannara.
Yeah, he has recovered more than $2 billion for his clients, because one thing Alexander Shannara wanted to do was create a firm that could handle any issue his community face. And that firm now not only handles personal injury claims, but claims for fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims. When you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call the Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shannara.com, and Alexander Shannara will be at our kickoff party. In fact, he is presenting our kickoff party at Walk-Ons Highway 280, and that is coming up on the 28th, August 28th, first Thursday night of the year, presented by our guy Alexander Shannara, Walk-Ons Highway 280. We know that is game night. There are games. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you'll see first half there.
So we'll be the kickoff there. It'd be nice if we all watch the second half at our house, right?
I'm going to plan on watching that in my basement. Yeah.
Just for the fine folks at Walk-Ons.
Yeah. Friend of the show, Matt Rule.
We've seen them sweep before at these parties.
We have. Sir, do you mind lifting your leg?
Yeah, so that's good. Looking forward to that coming up the first full Thursday of the college football season. Looking forward to that coming up. Appreciate Brooks Austin jumping back with us. We're 10 days away from the start of the college football season. Let's go back to Ryan Grubb after naming Ty Simpson the starting quarterback. If I can get cut 8, we've heard Ty's reaction and the other quarterback's reaction. How did the team react to the news that Ty Simpson was the quarterback? Because we heard so many coaches, including Nick Saban for years, tell us that the coaches don't pick the quarterbacks in a quarterback battle. The team does. Here's Ryan Grubb on the team's reaction to Ty Simpson being named the starter in Tuscaloosa.
Supportive. I think, the guys have been supportive, all 3 guys, but certainly Ty's shown the most leadership and command, so I don't think anybody was caught off guard by that. But I thought, we did a good job as a coaching staff. I'm not trying to pat ourselves on the back, but trying to let it play its course and make sure the team saw Ty earn it. I think that's important for Ty, too, that he can come out there and his teammates know that he went and earned that spot. And they've been great, offense and defense.
It does seem like very early on, Ryan Williams had not tabbed Ty Simpson as the starter, but he oftentimes in his very big social media and digital footprint had talked about Ty Simpson like he was the starting quarterback.
Yeah, I have never heard anybody from Tuscaloosa say anything but the nicest stuff about Ty Simpson. Like I don't know if they think he's going to win the Heisman. I'm not trying to say that, but everything I've heard about his team leadership, the way he conducts himself, the way he handles himself, I think it's reflective of what you would expect out of someone that grew up the way he did with a college football coach as a father, right? I mean, he's a guy that has seen what a college football head coach values in his quarterback, and I think the way he conducts himself, the best I can gather, I've spent almost no time around Ty Simpson, he conducts himself reflective of the fact that those values were instilled on him by his father.
There are some similarities between Mac Jones and Ty Simpson as far as like coming into the season, you got a 5-star guy behind you. Is there potential for a true freshman to start? Quarterback battle. I'm not saying that Ty Simpson is going to end up playing like Mac Jones, but I think Ty Simpson is more hyped than Mac Jones was. Is that fair?
Yeah. I would say that's fair.
Oh yeah, I think at one point you were just like, you were worried that Mac Jones wasn't going to be able to. You were concerned that, I mean, you got all this talent, and if Alabama fails, it was going to be because of the quarterback and Mac Jones.
Now, and you're kind of hearing that about Ty Simpson, right? The only way Alabama has a off season is they get bad quarterback play.
Well, heck, let's go back to Mac Jones. What did Mac Jones have? Mac Jones,
well, first of all, you had the pandemic, and you were worried about, he's just going to have the season. God, Alabama's got all this talent. Are they even going to play the season?
But around Mac Jones,
God,
you had an NFL running back. You know, is that Jalen Miller? I don't know. I don't know if Jalen Miller plays in the NFL.
I would say no. I think Najee Harris is top 5, top 6.
Najee Harris is a better running back than Jalen Miller. Yeah, I'm willing to say that. You had NFL receivers all around him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you've got NFL receivers in Tuscaloosa right now for sure.
Yeah.
Like it would not surprise me if those top 3 guys, if Isaiah Horton, Jeremy Bernard, and Ryan Williams are all in the NFL, I'm not surprised at all at that.
But how many of those were first-round guys
in
2020?
And one of them was a Heisman guy.
Yeah, I think it gets a little overplayed. Like Tua had so much better receivers.
He did.
Because you look at Mack, Jalen Waddle goes down in the Tennessee game, right? So middle of October. Devontae Smith had arguably the greatest season from a receiver ever.
You forget John Mechie was on that team too, though, and that's an NFL receiver.
But it went 117 grabs to 55 grabs for Mechie, and then Waddle had 28 before he goes down. But that was it. So I think Devontae Smith was incredible. Najee Harris was a really, really good back, a 1,500-yard back.
How was he receiving the football? I remember Najee being really good at receiving the football.
Yeah, I mean, he had 43 grabs.
Yeah.
He was third on the team in receptions, 43 grabs, 4 touchdowns.
And don't forget the key to that offense that we focus on that skill. That was the Joe Moore Award-winning offensive line that included NFLers, Landon Dickerson,
who actually didn't play though late in the season because of the injury.
Yeah, he came back
for the kneel down basically.
Yeah, but Landon Dickerson is a center. Alex Leatherwood was one of your tackles. Evan Neal was on that team. Eventually played for the Giants.
First-round draft pick.
Yeah,
for the Giants.
not all those guys pan out in the NFL, but they were tremendous in college. I get that. This offensive line is supposed to be, by some measures, the best in college football. I mean, this is that level of an offensive line.
Well, I don't think anyone in the history of Alabama football will ever post the numbers Mac Jones did.
I don't disagree with you.
I mean, just real quick, 4,500 passing yards on the dot, 77.4 completion percentage, 41 touchdowns and 4 interceptions.
It was an absurd offense, just absurd. And if
13
Waddle,
games too, right?
Yeah, regular season.
10 regular season, SEC
yeah.
championship,
My
2
bad.
playoffs, 13 games.
Forgot about that pandemic thing.
Maybe somebody will get to play 16 games and could sniff it.
Maybe.
But I see what you're saying.
But I don't think the touchdown to interception ratio, and I don't think the completion percentage.
Yeah.
You heard Kalen DeBoer just a couple of days ago talk about, the percentage, the floor, we want 65% plus. But when you're creeping up on 78% completion percentage, that's crazy.
Balls didn't get dirty.
I think the thing, it's a good thing. I think the thing with Mac Jones is you had one of Alabama's top recruits of all time, Tua Tagovailoa, one of Alabama's top recruits of all time, Bryce Young. And you just thought, well, the natural thing would be go from top recruit to top recruit. Mac Jones was just kind of the stopgap guy. And he was far more than a stopgap, far better than a stopgap.
All that talent and probably the best play caller in Alabama football history.
And Sark?
Yep.
Yeah, I would go Sark 1 and Lane Kiffin 2.
I mean,
no offense to Mal Moore in the 70s with the wishbone. I mean, you had to be pretty creative with that stuff. But, what a team. What a team. And you got 10 SEC games out of them, too. Fantastic. All right.
Homer Smith was pretty good.
Homer Smith was pretty good. Not a lot of ultimate results in the trophy case.
No, but bigger stats back in that day than you saw.
That 89 offense was probably the best passing offense you had ever seen at Alabama at the time. I mean, Gary Hollingsworth tore it up.
4 downs after LT tells you about CPAP Plus. But first, let me tell you that this hour brought to you always by our friends at Champy's, world-famous fried chicken. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Sterling and the crew down there ready for your football season. You can start practicing this weekend with more NFL exhibition, but in 10 days you can get the to-go orders and go to your tailgate or sit at home and watch college football all year long. Hand-cut chicken fingers, brined overnight chicken, and those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. Champy's Chicken, open for lunch right now on Highway 119 in Alabaster. And our friends at CPAP Plus.
SleepHomeAlabama.com. SleepHomeAlabama.com is the website you need to check out. Again, you want to get that sleep test done. You don't want to deal with a lab. You don't want to deal with an insurance. You don't have to. Our friends at CPAP Plus, 5 locations. Birmingham, Trussville, Pelham, Foley, Troy, $199 home sleep test. Again, no lab, just easy-to-wear fingertip devices, clinically validated that connect to your smartphone, complete with the physician's interpretation for your results. No insurance at all. Again, just $199. Go to sleephomealabama.com for more information.
First down.
Who lasts longer in Chapel Hill, Bill Belichick or Hubert Davis? Hubert's complicated because he's had 2 29-win seasons. He's played for a national championship, but he's had 2 really average seasons. He's going into year 5.
Which one was last year? Average?
Average. I mean, they ended up winning, they got into the play-in game.
Yeah, of course, North Carolina does not think they belong in a play-in game, right? No. So I'm saying, Jim, he gets out. He's done this year, and Belichick will be more than 1 year. So I will say Belichick lasts longer.
I mean, but there is a scenario where Bill Belichick does this for 1 year and decides, man.
There's no doubt.
This is making me look bad.
No, there's no doubt.
Boy, he's got a lot of pride, though.
He does.
And I think it's just so weird that he took this North Carolina job because the argument was Brady, Belichick, both, and now it's just Brady. And so now Belichick, a lot of his coaching legacy, unfortunately for him, is going to play out in front of us at North Carolina.
Yeah. I'm actually going to say Davis is there longer. And
Smuff reminded me, remember it was during football season last year that the story broke Davis had signed an extension in the offseason nobody knew about. Smuff reminds us of that. I'd forgotten about that.
We've seen guys sign extensions and a year later be fired.
That's true.
Especially when you got North Carolina booster money. But I actually think Belichick's going to be very blah. And I think somehow he walks away. He has an excuse to walk away.
You think TCU beats them week 1?
I do.
It just seems so easy, right? All this attention, all this talk about Belichick, and then Sonny Dykes comes in there on Labor Day night and wins by 10.
Yeah, with the furry at quarterback. Listen, I think I'll go a step further, man. TCU, a great start to the year. I think they beat SMU too. In the final,
I could see that.
Final game of that rivalry.
Oh, is that? Are they not renewing that rivalry?
The Iron Skillet.
Iron Skillet.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
so they've said they're done with that.
They're done for the time being. There's no future games on the schedule, I believe. If I'm correct about this.
I mean, I'm not going to pretend.
I do think TCU is going to be better than advertised. And I think they were 9 wins last year.
Yeah. And as Dunaway alluded to, the furry quarterback, Hoover can play. I mean, he's the leading returning passer in the Big 12 this year.
Yeah.
Josh Hoover is.
Second down.
There's going to be so much build up to that. It's going to be Labor Day night. All the talk's going to be about Belichick. It would just, the way football works, TCU goes in and wins by 10, and North Carolina looks uneven. And
not on campus in Chapel Hill either, right? It's in Charlotte?
I think it's in Chapel Hill.
Oh, it is? Actually,
I'm
on
almost
campus?
certain it's on campus. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll double check that, but I think it is.
Melton, I'm going to need your help on these next 2 because I don't think these guys will be any help. But on this date in 1967, Bonnie and Clyde opened in theaters. What is your best male-female on-screen duo?
Oh, I've got one. You say I'm not going to help you.
I enjoyed Goldie Hawn and that guy that I think she was married to. And
Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell.
Overboard?
Where she fell overboard. That was a great combo.
That's where they met.
But they did a couple of movies together, didn't they? Or is that the only one?
I think that's the only one.
Okay. I like that.
But it led to 4 decades of love.
I think Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. Does it have to be criminal, or can it actually be love?
I think Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal were better than Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks.
Yeah, but Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks did multiple.
Yeah. You got Mel, Sleepless in Seattle.
Yeah.
I Know Them All.
But When Harry Met Sally was better than those, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher had incredible chemistry during the Star Wars run there. But
were there rumors about them or anything?
Oh,
like
yeah.
a romantic relationship?
They were. I think they were getting busy together.
Oh, I think Carrie Fisher. She got naked a lot in Hollywood.
She saw his lightsaber?
I think so.
Okay.
But I think, modern cinema, Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone have incredible chemistry.
Oh, they really
they're
do.
just insanely good together.
Modern cinema.
Crazy Stupid Love. I never thought it would be a good movie. I watched it, and it actually ends up being pretty good.
Greg had my old one, Burt Reynolds and Sally Field. That was a very good one from back in the day.
That's
Smokey
probably
and the Bandit.
the best she ever looked was in that wedding dress, in that Trans Am, changing. She did a quick change there to get into normal clothes. Very attractive Sally Field.
Yeah, I agree.
Was she over 18? I don't want to creep out.
Yeah,
Okay.
Always young looking, though, Sally Field.
Very young in that movie.
My modern day would be Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence. Those two together, to me, are fantastic.
You had half of it. I think Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga had better chemistry.
Yeah, but that was only one flick, though.
But that's what the whole movie's about. Their chemistry.
I know that, but
and then they performed at the Oscars together live on stage.
But that was good. Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence did Silver Linings Playbook together, which is a very, very good movie.
Much better than A Star Is Born.
American Hustle.
And then American Hustle, they were really good together. I just thought they always had good chemistry, those two.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I just would take Lady Gaga probably there for the number 1 draft pick.
But in American Hustle, Jennifer Lawrence was not married to Bradley Cooper, though, right? She was.
No.
She was married to the bad comb-over guy.
Yeah,
right?
Christian Bale, yeah.
But she was working with Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
Behind, I don't want to.
Amy Adams was in there too.
Amy
It was a pretty
too.
star-studded cast.
Very, very random. I know you two have not seen Out of Sight. Have you seen Out of Sight?
I have not.
It's fantastic. But George Clooney and Jennifer Lopez, really good chemistry in that one.
I've seen Out of Time with Denzel Washington. You seen that one where he's the?
Is that
he's
what
the
is
South
the
Florida police officer?
What is the chick's name in that?
I can't say her name.
I've seen Sin of a Woman when Al Pacino's out of sight.
Yeah.
What is her name?
You're talking about his
Maria
ex-wife?
something? Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. He uses the drug money.
Yeah.
Denzel uses the drug. You didn't like that movie.
I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
Third down.
Alfred Hitchcock would have been 126 years old today. Best movie from Hitchcock.
I think the only Hitchcock movie I've ever seen is The Birds. I think.
I've seen The Birds.
You've seen Psycho.
I've seen
I've
Psycho.
not seen Psycho.
You've seen North by Northwest.
Is that the one where the guy's running down the road in the
Yeah.
airplane? Okay, that's the one I'm going to go with.
Yeah, I think Rear Window, I've probably seen it the most, is my favorite. I like Vertigo. I mean, I like a ton of his stuff. What about for you?
Psycho for me all the way, yeah, 100%.
I mean, that is the OG for him.
Yeah.
But I think I would go Rear Window.
Now,
I just
I've
love the story.
seen the set where Psycho was filmed at Universal Studios.
Which one has a...
Thought you were turning into Norman Bates' mother there for a
I
second.
had a little bit of a hiccup there.
Which one has like a bomb under a desk?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of the movie, though, but
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Because I got that in film class, too. We watched that one. I can't remember the name of the film, but the whole point of that was that the anticipation for something is
worse than seeing it.
Is worse than it
Yeah.
actually happening. Like the anticipation
Right.
of the bomb exploding. Like what's the
That's
Tom
why
Cruise?
Spielberg got lucky on Jaws.
Yeah,
Because of the shark.
That's
right?
right. That's right.
Yeah.
And the Tom Cruise German movie where the bomb blows up in the theater, or is supposed to blow up.
Oh, it's not a theater. It's in Hitler's bunker.
Yeah.
Valkyrie. Yeah.
The anticipation of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I had a time machine and could go back to like when a movie came out and watch it with the audience that has not seen it and doesn't know its cultural impact, Psycho would be towards the top. It wouldn't be number one, but it would be towards the top.
What was it, 1960 in the shower scene? How people probably freaked out.
People never seen anything like that on screen.
Another thing, we talk about influential films. Another good on-screen duo was Glenn Close and Michael Douglas.
Yes.
In Fatal Attraction. It was. I mean,
it was, yeah.
I guess so.
By the way, Eva Mendes was the name.
Eva Mendes, that was it.
Matt McConaughey and Kate Hudson, pretty good on screen too.
Yeah.
Fourth down.
Okay, on this date in 1995, I cannot believe it has been 30 years ago, Mickey Mantle passed away at the age of 63.
He was alive in 1995?
Yeah, he was only 63 when he died.
Mickey Mantle was only 63 in 1995.
Yeah,
that seems forever ago.
The body may have said 63, but if you cut him open and counted the rings, it was a lot more.
Did Mantle play into the 70s?
Early 70s, I think. That makes it so impressive what he was able to do, how good of a player he was with how hard he went. But if I ask you who had the better New York career, Mickey Mantle or Lawrence Taylor?
I'm going to say Mickey Mantle because he's mentioned more now and he played further back. But for my lifetime, obviously, it was Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor changed the way a game was played. I don't know that Mantle did that. Like, Taylor was one of the first edge rushers where everybody's like, I read once that...
Yeah, we're going to pay you left tackle as much as you want.
Within the first 2 years of him being in the league, if I got this right, Philadelphia, Washington, and Dallas all drafted left tackle. They're like, okay, we got to get better at this spot. If we're
as much as I like Aaron Donald, and I know it's a different position, we're talking an interior to guy on the edge, but the most impactful defensive player I've ever seen is Lawrence Taylor.
All that is true.
But Mickey Mantle was an absolute stud.
Yeah, all that is true about Taylor, and I agree with it all.
And more championships. I think LT had 2. I would assume Mickey Mantle had more.
I would assume. There were always great linebackers. I don't remember anyone who had the freedom to just line up anywhere he wanted to and just rush the quarterback.
Yeah, it was like Ricky Henderson on the bases, right?
Yeah, always green light.
I always remember the Mickey Mantle story. I think he told it on Letterman when they used to always, when spring broke, they would go.
Mickey Mantle was alive to be on Letterman.
I know, isn't it crazy? When spring broke, they would take a train and play in some of the cities along the way.
Mickey Mantle drove a car?
Along the way, almost.
Yeah.
Along the way to their opening game. And they were opening in Pittsburgh, but they stopped in Cincinnati. And they were like, it was the last night before the regular season started. So me and some of the boys went out all night. And we ended up missing the train. Like, they let the train leave without Mickey Mantle. And he said, so we knew we'd get fined if we didn't get there. So the 3 of us had to pool our money and rent a car from Cincinnati. No, they paid a taxi driver to drive them from Cincinnati to Pittsburgh and back. Or the taxi driver had to drive back.
And probably drank the whole way.
Oh, probably. So there's no telling what kind of shape they were in for opening day in Pittsburgh. Yeah. That can't be right. That story can't be right because Yankees wouldn't have been playing Pittsburgh.
They would not have. Day. Would not have.
Maybe it was another city.
They wouldn't be playing the Reds either.
Maybe it was Detroit.
No, the Reds was an exhibition game. Wherever it was, they weren't opening in New York, but they had to get a taxi. It might have been Cleveland. Yeah, maybe it was Cleveland.
Less cab ride there, Cincinnati to Cleveland.
But the fact they stayed out all night and missed a train the next morning shows you how much Mickey Mantle liked to get after it.
Yep. Is that 4? Is that 4 downs? Wow.
That's all 4.
Flew by. 4 downs brought to you in part today by our friends right there at Michelson Laser Vision. Tell us about Michelson.
205-969-8100. I had the 2200 vision. I was legally blind without the aid of contacts. After the procedure, which only took 12 minutes for both eyes, 20/15 vision, better than 20/20. Make the phone call that I made, 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy, Dr. Mort Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
From camps, Matt Zennis, CBS Sports, 3 college football camps getting ready for the season. According to Matt Zennis, his sources, Nico Iamaleava looking good at UCLA camp.
Good, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
From Matt Zennis, CBS, and his sources inside Georgia camp, best Georgia wide receiver room in over a decade.
I mean, I would say that's a bit of a low bar, though, wouldn't you? I mean, Georgia has never been known for the depth of their wide receiver room.
I guess that's taking it back to A.J. Green.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be 2008, right?
No, that'd be 2012, right?
A.J. Green? No, he was there with Stafford.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, he was you were at the blackout game. That was A.J. Green and Matt Stafford and No Sean Marino, right? Was that your...
Yeah. Well, he said over a decade. I don't put words in Matt's mouth. I said A.J. Green. And from LSU camp, says not all about offense this year, LSU. Defense looking really good, flying around to the ball.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, from Matt Zenitz. Also, South Carolina on each 25-yard line this year at Williams-Brice. So you Bama fans will get to see this in person. Will be a Blanchard Cat logo, Caterpillar. Blanchard's a machinery company in South Carolina, big boosters. They paid to have a sponsorship on the field this year. Does Alabama and Auburn have a sponsorship on the field?
No, Auburn has Pat Dye Field in that spot, which is interesting because Iowa...
You think if Coca-Cola was like, you know what, we'll pay you X
Coach
amount.
Dye, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Iowa It was a big story, and there's some controversy up there. They play on Duke Slater Field. I never knew this. Iowa Stadium is named Kinnick Stadium, but they play on Duke Slater Field, and they've moved that to the end zone to make room for sponsorship. And people are like, I cannot believe Coach Slater got moved to the end zone. I mean, it's a big controversy.
Slater's going to get moved outside the stadium next.
If they can sell that spot in the end zone, Duke Slater will be in the parking lot.
You tell those fine folks at Iowa that the great Nick Saban is on a sign.
Yeah.
It's not on the field at all.
No.
Yeah. But sponsorship. I can't remember if Alabama or Auburn had sponsorships this past year.
Not that I have seen. Don't you remember I had the weird dream that Alabama had a CBD company sponsoring midfield for a game, and I'm watching the game thinking, my gosh, Monday's show. That's all anybody's going to be talking about.
Was it just
it was the most
just a leaf?
No, it actually wasn't CBD. It was psychedelic mushrooms. It was a psychedelic mushroom, and Alabama had sold the midfield logo to a psychedelic mushroom distributor.
Yeah, can you see Kalen DeBoer? I microdose, and I'll tell you some of the best relaxation.
And it was the biggest, most absurd logo you could imagine. It was midfield at Bryant-Denny Stadium for a game, and I couldn't even watch the game for thinking what the chat room was going to say about this.
It looked like they had played a 6-6 bowl game.
Yeah, it really did.
They're at the CBD Frosted Flake Sun Bowl.
Mushroom Bowl.
And we talked about top 10 teams in the AP poll that could fall out of the rankings at the end of the year. Reese Davis mentioned this team yesterday, and then last night.
But he moved on quick.
I'm reading stories that their wide receiver room is becoming decimated. The Oregon Ducks.
Yeah, Reese initially said Oregon, but then, like a lot of people, he moved to Miami.
Yesterday, Dan Lanning suspended 5-star wide receiver Jurian Dickey.
Yeah.
Lanning says we've got 2 rules on the team, only 2 team rules.
That's pretty lenient.
Respect and be on time.
Which one do you break?
And he's having problems with both.
Okay, well, you break them both. You've got the whole rule book.
So he's off the team. Evan Stewart's got the ACL done for the year. The 2 guys they're expecting to carry the load, Malik Benson, one-time Alabama spring hero and Florida State guy, and 5-star true freshman DeCorian Moore.
That's crazy because Trayshawn Holden, who former Alabama guy,
gone
on with the Cowboys. Terrence Ferguson, their tight end, who was targeted the 3rd most for Ducks, gone to the Rams.
Yeah. Find 3 losses here, though. Here's your problem in this argument. Find 3 losses. Montana State, Oklahoma State, at Northwestern, Oregon State. They can sleep and be 4-0.
Yeah.
At Penn State, that is, now it's going against Brand for James Franklin, but it's a very losable game for them, right?
Okay, there's 1.
There's 1. They got to have 3, though, Jim. Bye week, host Indiana.
Indiana's going to be good, but in Autzen.
That's tough for them.
By the way, 3's not going to get you out of the top 25.
No.
You probably need 5.
I've got 3.
At Rutgers, Wisconsin. So the middle portion of that schedule, we're back, baby, even if we lose at Penn State. Bye week, we're at Iowa, no longer Duke Slater Field at the 25. It's in the end zone.
That's
a
tough game.
Okay.
Though. Yeah, I'll give them number 2 there.
Contrasting styles in that game, right? Yep. Iowa can bleed the clock.
Yep.
Just doing worst case scenario to try to get them out of the top 25.
Yeah. Host Minnesota. That's a hard sell for me. Host USC.
That's a tough game.
Yeah.
Tough game. And then at
worst case
I think they lose. I think they lose
Washington.
one of the final 2 games, USC or Washington.
But see, that's
3.
still only 3. That doesn't get you out of that. That only misses the playoffs.
Yeah, 4. I can see them lose the last 2, USC and Washington, if things are going bad. Yeah. But that's still just 8-4.
That's 8-4, which might be bottom end of the top 25.
Yeah, that could keep you in the top 25.
That is not a challenging schedule.
But I guess technically, if you lose your bowl game, then you're 8-5, and you technically could be
out of the last one.
Yeah. Others receiving votes. It's a hard way to miss the top. That's why it never happens. AP preseason top 10 never falls out.
I know. Only 29 of the last 31 years.
What John Mateer said and trash in the next segment. This hour brought to you by our friends at Champy's, world famous fried chicken. Go by and see Sterling and the crew right now and enjoy the best lunch, destination lunch you'll ever try. If you got any Yankee in town, that's not offensive, right? To call somebody a Yankee?
It's just truth.
Yeah.
New York calls themselves
anybody from the north that comes to town, you say, hey, I'm here. I'm down here with y'all folks. I want to go get some good Southern food with my bad Southern accent.
Why do declare?
We'll take them to Champy's. It's the taste of the South and the Delta. Those Delta recipe tamales, great sides, chicken brined overnight, juicy to the bone, hand-cut chicken fingers, and so much more. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter @ScottForresterTV.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, a car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Just because you've quit going to the gym, it doesn't mean that you have to quit gym altogether. Dunaway, that is. With our Next Round podcasts open 24/7, 365, you can access gym anytime you'd like. While you may have done away with your treadmill routine, our version of Dunaway is standing by ready to get you back to your absolute best. Find all that lovely Jimmy D-led content on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and in the podcast section of nextroundlive.com. This message is sponsored by Jimmy Crypto Inc. and Jimmy Crypto for President.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Back with you on the next round. Before LT tells you about Twin Peaks, the place that you can get secured for your fantasy football drafts this year. Buffalo signs James Cook, running back, 4 years, $48 million. 30 of that is guaranteed.
Really like him.
Pretty darn good.
Yeah, I like him.
Was good at Georgia, but better now.
Heck of a player.
Yep. That's big for you fantasy football drafters. Green Bay, Jordan Love, not going to play another snap in the preseason. Green Bay's quarterback, torn ligament in his non-throwing hand thumb. Should be ready for the season, though. Don't want to risk it anymore. Should be ready next week. Just don't want to risk it anymore. And then Denzel, well, one more. Aaron Rodgers says he's having a hard time with a helmet. His helmet, the one he's always played with, is banned now for safety reasons.
And it's always looked weird on his head. It's a weird fitting helmet for him.
But it is interesting that it just got banned after all these years.
The new one is the one that is really looking weird, Brown. It's bigger than the one he likes, and he says it looks like a spaceship out there. I feel like I'm wearing a spaceship. And he's struggling to find a helmet that he likes of the ones that are available to him. Now what Denzel Washington said on Get Up yesterday, on First Take yesterday with Stephen A. and somebody else, Spike Lee. He said Jerry Jones needs to realize, quote, all money ain't good money, end quote. And they were reacting to Jerry Jones saying on the America's Team documentary that the Dallas Cowboys are a soap opera. And if people aren't talking about the Cowboys, I stir things up so people start talking about the Cowboys again.
That sounds just like him.
And to which everyone is saying, did he just really say that out loud? And that's why the organization is where it is now, that he's just stirring the pot all the time to make sure the Cowboys are being talked about.
Well, and now it's come out that he had stage 4 melanoma.
Yep.
And that a miracle drug saved his life, an experimental trial drug. So they're always in the news. Like this morning, yesterday when I cut it off, I heard Ian and Greg McElroy talking about the Cowboys. This morning I turned it on. They're talking about the Cowboys. Do you think they're dictated, like you guys have to talk X amount about the Cowboys?
I think whatever drives the ratings is what you're mandated to talk about. Like if you're at Fox News, I assume you've got to balance Trump love and lefty, whatever the words are for the Democrats, liberal hate. And if you're at MSNBC or CNN, it's Trump hate and
liberals are good.
Liberals are good.
Yeah.
I imagine
that's the ratings. That's the ratings game, right?
Yeah. So I figured at ESPN, if the Cowboys if it's making something click, they talk Cowboys.
Can I give you one more NFL note?
Yep.
If there was an NFL team out there that I tell you this team may not have a quarterback available to start a preseason game, the last team you would pick would be?
The team with all the quarterbacks, Cleveland.
They may not have a quarterback able to start.
What's up with Shador?
He got hurt today. Now, it's not a serious injury, but it's an oblique injury, and they are concerned now. They were planning to start him, this according to Adam Schefter, planning to start him in the next preseason game. And they are now concerned that he will not be able to start. Dylan Gabriel, they say they will not start him or play him unless he is 100%. He's got hamstring tightness, hasn't practiced for 2 days now. Kenny Pickett
is the tier 5 guy.
Is a tier 5 guy.
He only work his way up.
He's got a hamstring injury since July 26. Deshaun Watson is hurt. Obviously, he cannot play. They only have right now healthy enough to play Snoop Huntley. He may play the whole game.
Hey, by the way, does anybody have a preseason broadcast crew better than Tampa Bay? Chris Myers and Rondé Barber? That's pretty good. Pretty good broadcast crew.
I mean, Chris Myers is a normal guy.
Yeah.
He does normal Fox games.
And Rondé Barber does games. Yeah. So that's a pretty good crew there as a preseason.
No, we've got Mina Kimes.
The Rams have Mina Kimes doing the
every year
in the preseason.
Who's your play-by-play guy? Do you know?
It's not the it was the big ear guy last year.
Oh, Andrew Siciliano. He's not doing it this year.
I watch. I do appreciate the fact the NFL Network rolls every game out after the fact. So I got to watch Sunday night after the game had been played for 24 hours. I still don't know why, if you've got Sunday ticket, how you don't have access to all these.
Yeah, I agree with you. Oh, I forgot to cancel Sunday ticket yesterday.
I think I confirmed that's why I hit my account.
It's gonna click. Yep. It's gonna click today. I'm gonna get chewed out. Twin Peaks.
Shootout.
Go ahead and get that draft ready to go at Twin Peaks.
Fantasy season is here. Twin Peaks place to draft like a pro from now through September 4th. Reserve your fantasy football draft party at participating Twin Peaks locations. Score big. They've got a draft kit loaded with everything you need. $50 kickback card from the commissioner, or for the commissioner, I should say. Don't settle for basic. Draft at the Lodge. You can book now. Go to twinpeaksrestaurant.com/fantasy draft. That's twinpeaksrestaurant.com/fantasy draft. And don't forget about the 29-degree drafts served by those Twin Peak girls who are running around lunch or dinner. Stop in to one of those great locations of Twin Peaks.
I just saw the logo. I finally realized what the peaks are. I never knew that.
It's mountains. I think they started in Denver, Utah.
I think she showed you too, bringing you out that 29-degree beer.
John Mateer, do we believe him or not believe him? Oklahoma's investigating. There are no NCAA investigations, according to people who cover Oklahoma. But John Mateer says that the lines in his Venmo were just inside jokes between friends.
I mean, Tyler brought it up yesterday. Ultra sports gambling does sound like a joke.
Yep.
Like, who are you? Who calls it? Nobody calls it ultra sports gambling.
Yeah, but like the butt play is a little funnier than that, right?
I agree, but if
if
know,
it's guys ribbing guys,
Yeah.
I mean, ultra sports. I mean,
but
I
if
don't.
you know, I can't sports gamble as a college quarterback, so of course my Venmo to you is going to say ultra sports gambling.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think he's dumb enough to put it on there.
But the one that had the USC-UCLA game in parentheses is
That's
the
kind of
one.
weird there. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. The fact that you would actually include a game.
Yeah. But it is with his friends. It wasn't with some guy, who has an obvious bookmaker name.
But here's the problem. Once Oklahoma starts its internal investigation, what do they find out? The last thing you want to do is investigate anything.
Yeah.
Well, but and
the good thing is it's a Oklahoma investigating Oklahoma.
That is true. But the important thing here is this is him admitting that's 100% my Venmo account. You saw.
Yeah.
So you can never go back on that and say, "Oh no, it wasn't mine."
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but if I'm Oklahoma investigating Oklahoma and I find out that he's got this huge paper trail, I'm burning the trail.
That's right.
And I'm going to bring him in and say, "Hey, look, here's where we stand on this.
Here's how we're cleaning this up for you.
You've got a gag order. Here's the way you're going to answer this question every single time, and this is going away."
What was the HBO show that the sports agent would call up a guy?
The Fixer?
Arliss?
No, maybe it wasn't a sports agent.
Ballers?
No, it wasn't a sports movie. Somebody a race.
Was it even HBO?
What was the HBO or Showtime show where
These are the things you miss out on, Melton.
Yeah, where guy calls the guy. He's the cleaner. He's the guy that gets called, and it's his old
Ray Donovan.
Ray Donovan.
Wow,
Ray Donovan.
look at Melton.
Yeah.
When you start
From
piecing
way
it-
downtown.
Yeah, it was, man.
Yeah,
Leah Schreiber.
that was a good show, I thought. I ended up giving up like the last season or so.
But the first year was really good.
Oh, I mean, the first scene, I think it's a basketball player who wakes up with a dead girl in his room.
Okay, that's why I thought it was sports then.
Yeah.
There you go. Another one was a boxer.
There we go. It's all justified now.
Yeah, thank you.
It's the journey, not the destination.
Breakline gets us to trash today. Tell us about Breakline. Brownie.
BreaklineOptics.com, BreaklineOptics.com. Hey, there at Breakline, they've had the mystery box for you. I think there are some limited quantities left of that. You can still check the mystery box there at BreaklineOptics.com. $200 plus worth of merchandise for just $89. But starting on Monday, we'll have another special for you next rounders. If you missed the mystery box, don't worry. We got more coming from our friends at Breakline Optics, they tell me. You can see more online. These lenses that are in the glasses you see at Breakline, these are indestructible. We have tried to destruct them ourselves out in the parking lot here at our building with a rubber mallet on the asphalt. We could not break them. They are unbreakable. Molded polarized Trivex lenses. That's what you find at Breakline. BreaklineOptics.com is the website to see more, or you can touch them and feel them for yourself right there at Deep South Outfitters in Birmingham. But online, BreaklineOptics.com.
I do not want anything that carries the Starbucks logo on this church property. You hear me? That is Lilith 1000%. I've studied it. It is a demon. It is sexual deviance. I am done with I've been done with Starbucks for a long time. It's communist coffee anyhow. You can go and drink a gallon of Starbucks a day. That's fine. Don't you bring in cups in this room. If I see it, I'm going to tell you to take it out. You hear me? I'm telling you, that company is not only one of the most godless companies on the planet, they are full-blown 1,000% a witch's coven. I promise you it's the facts.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Specifically, when he starts talking about Satan, how passionate does he get?
The one thing I've not heard him talk about is Jesus, so I do not know.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Our friends at Bud Light. I never saw this when it originally came out, but Air Bud, it looks like the franchise is getting a reboot.
Oh, thank goodness.
The forthcoming 15th installment. I had no idea. I knew there were some spinoffs of Air Bud, but they've had 14?
Ray Donovan has to clean up Air Bud's life.
Yeah.
He's got a poodle in the bed with him.
Exactly.
Air
What happened?
Bud Returns.
What's
is
really
the name of this
crazy?
one.
Crazy is in this one, Air Bud demands that the franchise he plays for lets one of his puppies play on his team.
Robert Vance, who is the creator of the Air Bud franchise, quote, "We introduced the world to an incredible retriever called Air Bud. For the first time ever, we're opening up auditions for the next Air Bud. So if you have a golden retriever, here's the way it's going to work. No rules that a dog can't play basketball, but there are some rule applicants should know before applying. Dogs must be purebred golden retrievers, athletic, and ideally should love basketball. Applicants will be asked to submit 60 to 90-second audition videos that show their dog performing basic commands, including sit, stay, come. Videos should include the dog's age and feature any unique steals or basketball moves. The meta-textual sequel will follow a 12-year-old who dreams of being a star basketball player after his father's death. He discovers an original VHS copy of Air Bud the movie in his childhood home per the July 24th announcement from Cineverse. As in the original Air Bud, however, a chance encounter with a golden retriever named Buddy kicks off a chase for a championship. Air Bud Returns, currently slated to be released theatrically next summer.
No doubt your dogs would have been on the 90s Pistons. 100%,
Oh, they would have been. Yeah. Just wreaking havoc.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Getting tossed out all the time.
So
my dogs would have. Which one was Muggsy Bowles? I have small dogs.
Muggsy Bogues?
Yeah.
He played for the Bullets, didn't he?
No,
Charlotte.
he started with Charlotte.
Charlotte Hornets, yeah. That'd been my.
Who was the small guy that played for the Bullets? Because you had
Earl Boykins was the kid that played for the Nuggets.
But you had Manute Bol, and didn't you have a small guard? And they were like the biggest size gap in the NBA or something like that? I thought I remember that one time. Maybe I'm wrong, Milton.
No, maybe they played in the CBD Bowl.
Two women accused of carjacking a couple ran into a slight problem when neither one of them could drive the stolen vehicle.
That's a problem.
Vehicle had a manual transmission. Police told SF Gate neither of the accused carjackers could operate the clutch. The women ended up kidnapping one of the vehicle owners to drive for them. Never works out well. Incident unfolded at a park just before 5:30 p.m. on Sunday, August 3rd, when a couple returning from using the restroom found a woman seemingly in distress, according to police. When they approached to offer help, the woman pulled out a handgun to demand their personal belongings and a vehicle. She struck the wife of the couple in the head with the handgun. This is why people don't want to help people now.
I agree. But do you think, like, I had not driven a stick in a good 15 or 20 years. Several summers ago, got in a car. It's actually a slingshot. My wife and I were up in the mountains. We rented one of those slingshots. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
And it was
Did you turn the music up to 110 like everybody else?
Only when, not when we slowed down. I turned it down when we slowed down. But when you're riding, you got to have it loud to hear it because it's nothing but wind. But that was a stick, and I picked it right back up.
Is that a three-wheeler? Slingshot?
Yeah, it's got the one wheel in the back and the two in the front.
Yeah. The clutch is easy to pick back up.
Yeah, you just got to find out where the clutch, what do they call that? Where it catches or whatever?
I tell you, man, it is.
I don't know what
it's amazing how many people. I guess there's just not a lot of manual transmissions now.
You know
out
what
there.
I'm saying?
It's got two in the front and one in the back.
That is correct. Yeah, it's called a slingshot.
But Davina Humphrey, 51, and Amina Vaden, 24. Both of Oakland face charges including carjacking, kidnapping, robbery, child abuse, elder abuse, assault with a firearm, and conspiracy, according to police.
Are you shocked that we did that?
Yeah. So two wheels in the front.
That's right.
and one in the back.
One in the back.
Those things are tacky. They're loud.
That was fun in the mountains, though. I mean, we were going through the windy mountain roads with the
Do you
motorcycles.
remember us outside of Twin Peaks in Atlanta?
Yeah, I do.
And the dudes just doing loops with the slingshot.
Yeah. Loud, scalding their tires.
But they were pretty good at smoking weed and driving. I mean, think about that's a manual transmission.
I know.
So that is difficult to do, to like text, smoke weed, and drive that, and turn up the music at the same time.
One day we're going to get to a point where nobody knows how to drive an automatic.
No, you're right about that. Like my daughter's generation's driving a stick. I mean, do they even make manual transmissions anymore? Seriously, I mean, outside of like a high-end sports car.
Well, Milton's big takeaway is one day
I
we'll
know.
be able to drive an automatic.
No, that's what I'm saying, though. But like the stick is probably out the window now, so one day the automatic will be too.
In Milton's world, it'll be like, what is this circular thing in
You
front
have
of
to
me?
drive this thing?
Yeah.
What is this?
What is this thing?
Why do I have to
did
press them?
not know who this guy was until he opened up our new Coca-Cola amphitheater downtown.
didn't
Comedian Matt Wright.
You never heard of him?
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Big time.
But he's all social media. I don't do a lot of social media.
Yeah,
right?
that's the only place I knew him from, social media.
So
you know what he used to? You know where he came from though? I didn't know this until my social media.
Well, enjoy him quick because he ain't gonna be around long.
Finally, cycle. Oh, he's been canceled twice.
No, I'm not talking about that.
Oh,
who did that time? Remember that?
Oh, I do remember that. I remember who he was talking about too. Yeah, he was the white guy. The token white guy on some rapping
on a
show,
slingshot.
on a rapping show where they were cutting down the other team and then giving points. And he won? He was the one, it was a team thing.
I think it was called Wild and Out. Isn't that what it was called?
Maybe it was called Wild and Out. And 5-on-5, and he's the only white guy in a rapping contest where you diss the other team one at a time. And that's where he got his start.
So he has decided to make a new purchase. Matt Rife revealed on Friday he purchased the Connecticut home in the Occult Museum of Paranormal Investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, becoming the legal guardian of the famed Annabelle doll.
Oh, wow.
No, thank you. Now, the stand-up comic who bought the house alongside his pal and YouTube star Elton Casti called the centuries-old farmhouse, quote, the most important and prominent pieces of paranormal history in the world. They went on to say Ed and Lorraine Warren who took demonology, ghost hunting, and paranormal investigation and made it mainstream. Rife told his TikTok followers. Now, the Monroe, Connecticut home was once owned by the real-life couple who conducted over 3,000 paranormal investigations that inspired movies like The Conjuring and the Amityville Horror. The Conjuring films, he goes on to say, are my favorite scary movies of all time, so I'm incredibly honored to have taken over one of the most prominent properties in paranormal history. Now, Rife did not reveal how much he spent on the purchase. Haunted relics from the Warrens' adventures remained on the property after their death, including fragments of the crashed Eastern Airlines Flight 401, very strange.
Wow.
And an organ that can play on its own.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you here. I think this is a bad purchase. Yeah, I think he'll just start having weird things happen to him.
Yeah, I mean, you put this in your head, you can't get it out. Now, the museum, we talk about, you see Annabelle right there on the screen if you're watching, the giant Raggedy Ann doll, which was kept locked in a case labeled warning, positively do not open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't do that when it's... So his Rife expectancy is shorter now. Wow.
Now, I'm telling you, the doll is believed, and I don't know where you are on this, Melton, to have the demonic presence attached to it after allegedly terrorized two roommates in the 1970s. It mysteriously moved by itself, leaving creepy notes, accused of trying to strangle a friend sleeping in the apartment. Most recently, it was part of the Devils on the Run tour, hosted by the paranormal investigator Dan Rivera, who we had on Trash on the Table, who died suddenly in his hotel room on July 13th at the age of like 53.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and look what he's already done to the Yankees. He wore that Yankee hat in there, and Judge hasn't been healthy. They can't win anymore.
They're going to miss the
Pitchers are
playoffs.
dropping.
I mean, you guys...
What do you think old boy in the old boy preacher in the open for Trash would say about this? Do you think he'd like it?
Oh.
Don't you bring that Raggedy Ann doll into my church. It is a witch's coven 100%.
Now, would you hold this doll?
I would not. Oh, no. Thank you.
Melton, would you hold it?
How much does it pay?
That's a good
one. I mean,
there
I'll
was
give you
no money attached.
$5,000 cash to give it a kiss. Would you do it?
That just made me cringe. I don't know why.
No. Anything with that type of warning sign.
Very strange. Very strange.
Yeah. Okay, one car company has proposed a new video game style solution to one of the biggest and most dangerous issues people face on the road every day. Chinese car maker XPeng has unveiled a quirky new feature that could address one of driving's biggest problems, road rage. And the EV maker's solution might be one of the cleverest ways to deal with bad drivers. Now, the feature, called Road Rage Reliever, lets frustrated drivers, quote, throw virtual emojis at the offender's car by using the vehicle's AR head-up display found in the new XPeng models. And it will look familiar to anyone who has enjoyed a game of Mario Kart, the Nintendo game that allows you to toss items at other road users while you race. Video circulating on social media shows feature being introduced during the unveiling of the P7, which features a massive 87-inch AR hub. During a live demonstration, XPeng showed how drivers can express their frustration by throwing these virtual emojis onto the car in front by pressing a button on the steering wheel.
87 inches. That's a huge television screen.
That is quite large. Would like to have one.
I mean, that's basically a 60-inch television?
The way they judge it, because they go corner to corner, right?
Yeah, that's how you measure a TV's corner to corner.
Yeah. So 87 inches. That's in my car? That's the screen?
It's large.
Do I look out the windshield? Or do I drive on the screen?
As Milton says, the car's driving for you anyway.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like it can be right, but who knows? I think this will cause more road rage than solve it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I mean, heads up. It's a part of their heads up device. They're already having to put things in the car to keep you looking at the road. My wife, in her car, my truck doesn't have it, no bells and whistles, but my wife's got all these alarms that drive me crazy when I have to drive her car. Like if I get close to the lane, it pulls back and it beeps. But she's got something set where I couldn't figure out how to turn it off, or I would have when I was borrowing it the other day. But if I look away from the road, it makes a ding sound and puts up something.
Mine tells me it's time for me to take a break.
Yeah.
That's what mine likes.
Throws that cup of coffee up there.
Throws that cup of coffee up there. I'm like, I ain't taking a break.
But all I'm doing is reading a Shannara billboard. I didn't look away. I'm a talented driver, and you're dinging me for looking at a billboard or at my radio or at my phone. I mean, which is probably what it's designed for, but it's dinging at me.
Yeah, quit dinging me.
Yep. And what was really bad is when I was not looking at the road, crossing a line. So then I had multiple alarms going off, 2 violations in one play. All right, that's the show today. We are back with you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. The same crew will be back with you tomorrow and Friday. So Forrester is off moving his daughter to college. Big moment in life for them. Until next time, God bless you. God bless America.